into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome to a glorious Tuesday right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is so good to have you, and you know what? I wore green just to celebrate the newness of a brand new day. So thank you for choosing us. The next 3 hours are going to be life-changing because I'm not going to be alone. I get to hang out with my best colleagues ever. In a bit, I'll introduce you to Graham, but for now, though, I do want to say the very biggest happy birthday and good morning to Zanele.
Good morning, my colleague bestie. Thank you so much, my Carissa. Oh, you see, you just made the end of my birthday weekend even better. And thank you so much, my babe.
Oh.
How are you feeling this morning, gorgeous?
I'm good. There's only one thing to say, though. How old are you now?
Oh, we're going there, Carissa. Is that what we're doing? I'm joking. I am not ashamed of my age. I'm 31 years old, okay?
Yes.
Still feeling fabulous, still feeling great, still young, and living my best life, especially right here on our Feel Good Breakfast Show. And I do want to say, Carissa, you are not wrong when you say that it's going to be a life-changing show. Have you seen the menu for today?
Unreal, Zanele. I'm so excited to, number one, dress our Ken in studio, and also just to get into all things good, including Loyiso. It's going to be a jam-packed show, and also you look absolutely gorgeous today, so we already know we're on a good foot.
Thank you, my gorgeous. You look absolutely stunning. But like you said, it's time for us to dress Graham. I'm very excited for this. Should we get to our Ken doll?
I think so. Graham is standing by to say a very good morning to you, Mzansi, and we can't wait to dress him up in the best of outfits for the best winter look.
Yes, because I do need a little bit of help this morning. Very good morning. Welcome to you guys at home. And Zanele, happy belated birthday. It was so awesome connecting with you over the weekend. But great to connect with you guys at home right now because I do have a bit of a conundrum. Two great looks, slightly different nuances. Let's get into it so that you can ultimately make the choice on our social media platforms. This one I'm liking. It's kind of like an effortless, modern, chic vibe. Black chinos. We've got the green poplin shirt underneath a nice two-tone puffer. Do love me a puffer for the change of the season. Some cool neutral sneakers, like the look. Then we got some nice relaxed fit oversized jeans, love that, with a striped wool pull over, some great sneakers. I like both of them, to be honest. I would be happy with either, but ultimately the choice is yours. You can head over to our social media platforms, take a look at the pics, and vote for the look that you reckon fits the vibe of this Tuesday, because you are choosing for us on this Tuesday morning. And then, yes, we're going to delve into an amazing show this morning. I think Cape Town feeling a little jelly that we're not connecting with Loyiso right now. That is going to be absolutely amazing. But so much else jam-packed into the show today, so I guess we better get going. I will connect with you on the social media platforms for this. Right now, let's connect with Carissa to get those news headlines in.
Oh, thank you so much, Grace. So many good choices to choose from, but it is up to you, Expresso fam. And as you decide which of the two to choose, let's get into your national news headlines first, where Postbank is urging social grant beneficiaries to switch to the new black Postbank cards before Thursday, as SASSA Gold cards will expire. Now, CEO Nikki Mgambashe confirmed that while new cards can still be issued after March the 20th, old cards will no longer work, preventing withdrawals. Currently, 320 locations are processing registrations, with more to follow. Now, Postbank has already successfully migrated over 1 million beneficiaries, ensuring continued access to grants without disruption. In other national news, Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwarube aims to register 10,000 early childhood development centres nationwide this year. Speaking at the Banapele Leadership Summit in Johannesburg, she highlighted that over 1.3 million children lack access to early education, with many centres still unregistered. Now, Gwarube stressed the need for a universal curriculum and pledged departmental support for registered centres, including infrastructure assistance. The initiative seeks to standardize early learning and expand access, ensuring a stronger foundation for young children across South Africa. In your international news making headlines, Rwanda has severed diplomatic ties with Belgium, accusing it of undermining Kigali amid the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, it's believed that Rwanda controls the M23 rebel group, though Kigali denies involvement. Now, Belgian diplomats must leave Rwanda within 48 hours. In response, the EU has sanctioned 9 individuals and a gold refinery linked to the M23 rebellion. Meanwhile, in a diplomatic shift, Kinshasa has agreed to send representatives to peace talks in Angola, marking a potential breakthrough in negotiations with M23. Meanwhile, amid unprecedented threats to its economy and sovereignty, Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, is set to embark on a crucial transatlantic trip to strengthen ties with France and Britain. Just days into his mandate, Carney is confronted with multiple challenges, including a potential trade war with the United States, President Donald Trump's threats to annex part of Canada, and the pressure of looming domestic elections. Carney's visit, which will include stops in Paris, London, aims to reinforce trade, defense, and commercial relations with the 2 European powers. And closing up your 6 o'clock news, we head on over here where Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams didn't plan on an extended stay at the International Space Station, but their Boeing Starliner had other ideas. What was meant to be a quick trip turned into a 9-month adventure, complete with unexpected laundry shipments and the worst Wi-Fi complaints ever. Now, NASA finally booked them with a ride home aboard SpaceX Crew Dragon, scheduled for splashdown tonight. We'll miss the view, Wilmore joked, but Earth definitely has better coffee. Now, with 2 extra passengers joining them, the Dragon's return will be one for the books. Here's to the world's most delayed checkout. No extra fees, just extra time in orbit. Well, that's where we leave your first bit of news for today. Let's see what is happening in your world of sports with Graham.
Well, after that round trip, we kick off with another, and this one is brilliant for our ladies in cricket. Cricket South Africa has announced the Proteas women's contracted squad for 2025 and 26, with Anna-Reid Dirksen earning her first national contract. The all-rounder steps in to replace Laura Goodall and Dalmi Tucker in the 15-player list. Led by Laura Volfart, the squad is gearing up, of course, for a crucial year with the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 in India as their ultimate goal, and they've got to be feeling very good about the balance in the team right now. Now let's turn to rugby, and speaking of balance, they've got theirs back. The DHL Stormers head into their crucial Vodacom URC tour with a boost as Damian Willemse, Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu and Suleiman Hartzenberg all return from injury. That while Mani Labak remains sidelined, sadly, and the trio's comeback strengthens playoff hopes at a crucial time. Sitting just outside the top 8, the Stormers aim for key wins before a favourable run of 4 consecutive home games, and we know how well they do perform at home. So the Stormers are taking on the Scarlets on Saturday at 5 p.m. That's their next challenge. Big one on the footballing front, so with a local connection, Cape Town City have parted ways with coach Mershon Ertegral, now following a 1-0 home defeat at the hands of Marumo Gallants. So Ertegral, who took over in December last year, won his first 2 games, but then endured a 10-match winless streak. City now sitting 13th in the Betway Premiership as a result, facing the risk of missing the top 8, and I think more potentially the relegation possibilities as well. Now on to golf, and Rory McIlroy has secured his 2nd Players' Championship crown with a playoff win over JJ Spaun at TPC Sawgrass. So the Northern Irishman took the lead with a birdie on the 16th before Spaun's triple bogey at the 17th sealed his fate. So McIlroy, now an 8-time multiple winner of the event, claimed his 28th PGA Tour victory and 2nd title of the year. And he is understandably beaming. Well, let's see if we're going to be just as happy about the weather in store for us today. Let's get the latest from the weather news desk and then get into those temperatures.
Oh yes, Mzansi, we always tell you that no matter what's happening on your side in terms of weather, we'll be your sunshine on the television. But here's what you need to know, particularly from the South African Weather Service. This morning, they forecast extremely high fire danger conditions over Namakwa and Kamiesberg local municipalities in the Northern Cape, as well as Swartland, Bergrivier and Stellenbosch in the Western Cape. Fire conditions will worsen due to persistently high temperatures in these areas. Meanwhile, the Department of Water and Sanitation has released weevils into the Hartbeespoort Dam to control invasive plants. These water weevils, native to South America, target Salvinia minima, or some may know it as water hyacinth, a harmful aquatic plant that threatens freshwater systems like Hartbeespoort. At least there's something that can be done, and this is why it is happening, but we'll keep you up to date when it comes to that, rather. Right about now, my friend, I love this part of the show. It is us getting to see what does your side of life look like when you're waking up, huh? That beautiful sunrise view, what is it? We always ask you to snap up a picture and send it through on 063-408-8863. And this morning, Annette from Durban, where it is going to be a delicious 26 degrees Celsius. Annette, this is so stunning. I love pictures from Durban because, you know, we're inland here in Johannesburg, but getting the pictures that are on the coast always put a smile on my face, and we love to show the rest of the country. So Mzansi, come through 063-408-8863. What's your side of life looking like this morning? Let's have a look, though, what it's going to be looking like for the rest of the day with your temperatures. Something looking good on your side, my lovely. You know we always love to keep you up to date with that. So do stick around right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because we're going to be bringing you so much more on top of all of the information that you need. But we need some information from you. We always want you to connect with us on the social media streets with your good morning post. And this morning, hashtag Expresso Show is where you can find us on all social media platforms. But you can also send through a voice note, 063-408-8863. Mzansi, let's get into Relationship Tuesday the right way. We want to know, do you think constantly wanting to be right in a relationship can create tension, or are you willing to do it to stand your ground? Whether it's you now having to bring up something that possibly might be going wrong all the time, and you're now like, I don't want to necessarily get into this because of the tension it might create, or do you want to possibly just get through those things? You want to have those conversations. We want to hear from you. 063-408-8863 and hashtag Expresso Show on all social media platforms. While you come through with that, we still got so much to get into, and I know my beautiful Mother City family has all of that information. Guys, what exactly are we going to be getting into in a little bit? I know what I'm excited about. What's going on your side?
Well, normally I'm excited. This morning I feel compelled to dive into the critical information we're going to be bringing to you concerning Clubfoot. Thousands of children, and this can lead to a lifelong disability, are dealing with Clubfoot at the moment, and there are ways that we can treat it. There are incredible organizations like Steps, Clubfoot Care, who are carving a path, but they need assistance, and we need to shine a light. So we're going to do exactly that in just a moment.
I love that. And I love that Tuesdays is all about education, because we're also going to be telling you a bit more about a new show called The Chair. That definitely is a great educational program added to the SABCs. So please stick around, Mzansi. We'll tell you all about that in just a little bit. I think it's time to grab your coffee, hey? Do that, and then we'll see you after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we delve into, as we mentioned earlier, a vitally important conversation. Every year, thousands of children in South Africa are born with Clubfoot, a condition that, if left untreated, can lead to lifelong disability. We see that here in South Africa, but with the right care, these children can walk, can run and live full and meaningful lives. And today we are joined by Karen Mara Moss, founder and CEO of Steps Clubfoot Care. Great to connect with her again. And Professor Andrea Horn, consultant pediatric orthopedic surgeon at the incredible Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital, who I think we all owe a massive debt of gratitude to, and of course the University of Cape Town as well, to discuss the condition, its treatment and the urgent need to improve access to care. I try to cover as much of the journey as I could in that intro because it feels like there is a lot going on. Karen, maybe I can start with you because we have connected with you and we know that the incredible work that your organization does. How do you deal with the frustration of knowing that there is a solution to this massive problem and it's more the resources or the barriers standing in our way, but we can do it? Just fill us in on your current state of affairs.
Well, I think since Steps is turning 20 this year,
Wow.
so it's been a long journey and certainly things are much better than they were
Brilliant.
all those years ago. And I think it's due to a lot of incredible partnerships with doctors like Professor Horn and many others, because since the beginning of Steps, we've always partnered with the South African Pediatric Orthopedic Society, because I'm a mother. I'm not a doctor. I just have my only experience is having a child with Clubfoot, so I can speak from that. But obviously learning through the years where Steps is today and where Clubfoot treatment is today is streets ahead of where it was.
Brilliant.
However, I think some of the challenges are everything that's affecting healthcare at the moment, just restricted resources, doctors not getting put into posts, certain treatments are just not available, certain resources are not available, and it's really almost like a lottery. It depends where you're born and how far you're away from that clinic is going to determine the access for that child, as well as the information that's available to them.
And you've got this crazy dynamic. Is there a parent driving this, fearlessly pushing this narrative, and a doctor willing to champion the cause as well? So I would imagine frustration on both sides, but also the beauty of some amazing success stories woven into that. Can you talk to me about the Ponseti method? I think obviously considered the gold standard in the space, but explain to us what we're talking about.
So the Ponseti method describes a very specific sequence of serial casting. So with casting, I mean application of a plaster cast with gentle manipulation and slowly and gradually correcting the child's foot from the abnormal clubfoot position to the normal position. And the Ponseti method usually does include small operation as well, but we do that in the clinic under local anesthetic. So it's a very non-invasive procedure. And what makes it so revolutionary is that the man that described it, Professor Ignacio Ponseti, did an in-depth study of the anatomy of the pediatric foot, of the clubfoot, which is abnormal. It's not a normal foot. It's not a normal foot that's just in a funny position.
In a different
There's a lot
place.
more than that going on. And through his studies, he realized that what technique needs to be used. It's a bit complicated to explain it now, but it's changed the world, because even since Hippocratic times, people have been using gentle manipulation, or sometimes not so gentle manipulation, to correct the feet, but they were doing it wrong. They were moving it at the wrong joint. I think that's basically it. And with Ponseti describing it, it's an easy thing to learn. Anybody with the right training can do it. You don't have to be an orthopedic surgeon.
So we can propagate this everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely, and all you need is plaster of Paris, which is ubiquitously available even in our most rural hospitals, and a sharp blade.
So what then needs to fall into place? And I know we are always fighting against the chasm on the social development front, and we understand this, but surely with all of these pieces on the board, we can do more. What does that look like? How do we need to bring about systemic change? Is it a policy thing? What needs to shift?
I think the policy is probably not the thing. I mean, and she can speak more to that, because the doctors ultimately decide on the courses of treatment. But resources like describing, manipulating and doing that small procedure, but then the child has to sleep in one of these until the age of 4. And some hospitals have not had these in stock for years. It's
even
all
know, yeah.
procurement processes, budgets, other things. And as I said earlier, it depends on where you're born. You know, there's some places that have them and some that don't. So I think what is interesting for me is the economic benefits of treating Clubfoot, because if you think of the grants and the disability, all the costs of maintaining a person who's got disability well into, you know, for their whole lives, versus a short early intervention.
A controlled window,
it's a massive saving. We actually have 2 master's students in health economics doing 2 studies on Clubfoot, which I'm really excited will be out sometime this year. And perhaps something like that could illustrate to the powers that be to invest more in the resources,
because it's paying a dividend.
Yes, and if government got involved in the advocacy campaigns, helping us to distribute information leaflets, we support a lot of training. So it's very much a public-private initiative right now. My dream would be that I no longer have to do everything that I'm doing, and I'm supporting parents who are going through the emotional side of Clubfoot, having a baby with Clubfoot, which was my initial,
I was going to say, because lest we forget, there is the whole emotional side to the narrative as well. Doctor, maybe we can round off this conversation with you right now. What do you need? If you could have anyone sitting in front of you right now to say, please change this, add this, how would you approach that? Who would you need to speak to?
Sure.
From president down?
I'm not sure that's going to be useful. Well, maybe president. So I actually don't think, like you said, that the policy is necessarily the problem at a government level. I think it's more on the ground, and it's the same problem we see everywhere else in healthcare, is poor management of resources, not necessarily lack of resources, and poor education for both the staff that manages the children and then the population themselves. So
are most effective.
I think I honestly don't know how to answer that question, because there's no simple solution. If I can go to somebody and say, oh, give me lots of money, that won't last.
And that still needs to be managed as well through that process, for sure.
There needs to be a whole mindset change. And just on the boots, I don't know if we have time, but those are very nice and they are imported and they are very expensive. But all over Africa and in South Africa, they used to make their own little boots. Not as fancy as these, but they work.
Accessible, yeah.
A little bit of leather, it can be done, but the workshops throughout the country has become almost de-skilled in actually making these little boots themselves. And that's another thing that I think can be...
what I'm loving about this, there are practical options. It's not just about shifting mindset at this stage. That's happened. We understand that there are solutions. It just requires action now at a critical level, at the base level where it matters most. We're going to continue this discussion in just a moment. If you have a personal experience walking this path, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know on our social media platforms. Drop us a comment. We'll continue in a moment.
And as we anticipate part 2 of that conversation, I do want to tell you a little something special, Expresso fam, because an estimated 58 million rand Powerball jackpot is waiting to be won this Tuesday. Now, that's today. So what are you waiting for is the question. Play now, and you could make it rain. Lots of cash this coming March. How do you get your hands on some tickets? Well, you buy them in-store, or you head to the website, nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, there is cell phone banking, or just simply dial *120 *7529#, and that is for USSD. All those details can be found on our Expresso social pages. Go give us a follow, and then Panda Push Up Play Powerball for an estimated 58 million rand jackpot today. And you could win big, and you could win lots and lots of millions. All you have to do is play right now. I do want to check in with how Joe Big is doing. I know Zanele and I are twinning today. We're looking good, but what else good is coming up on the show, girl?
Oh, hello, my gorgeous twin, my beautiful Carissa. I love getting to be with you this morning, especially because my Mzansi family, there's so much that's going to be happening. It's exciting, it's big, it's huge, but let me give you just a little bit of a taste. On the way, we're getting into STEP and their life-changing treatments. What do you need to know about it? Well, you're going to be hearing about it right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And then my friend KC Mokolwane is going to be in the building. Why? We're talking all things The Chair, which is a huge show that is changing the face of unemployment in the country. And it's educational, which means it should be from SABC Education, right? Which it is. It's all happening. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, all of that and a whole lot more right here on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue our medical discussion this morning. Well, I'm going to call it a human discussion because this affects so many South Africans. We are back with Karen Mara Moss from Steps Clubfoot Care and Professor Anria Horn to talk about the long-term impact of clubfoot treatment and what's being done to ensure no child is left behind, because if we are all in this together, no child will get left behind because we have the answers. I have been quite negative and I've thrown a lot of very deep, slightly political questions at you, so I thought let's look at that human angle right now. Set against the great challenges, there must be some wonderful stories of hope. Can you talk us through some of the stories that have kind of propped you up in your journey?
Yeah, I think that's what keeps us going, really. Sometimes it's been tough, you know, running Steps and challenges that have come along at different times, but you just have to meet one mother and one child, and it kind of puts it all in perspective again. I'm just thinking of a little boy that came through an organisation that was working in an informal settlement outside Pretoria. He was already 3 years old with untreated clubfoot, and his parents were unemployed. There was really no way for him to access anything, and they found out about us, and the social worker that was volunteering there contacted us. We managed to, at Baragwanath, Chris Hardy Baragwanath Hospital, the amazing doctors there, they just want every child to get treated, so they didn't, you know, worry about referrals or anything like that. Because of the special case, they got all the paperwork ready, and we raised, you know, supported their transport to get there. And he was a severe case, you know, his feet were like this and stiff, and he was literally could not walk. Yeah, he was crawling because he couldn't put weight on his feet, and he was 3. And I think when you see those small children with untreated clubfoot, they know already at that age, they've already suffered, you know, they feel shame, they know they're different. But to cut a long story short, within, I think it was about 2.5 months, because he needed longer treatment, 2 to 3 months, his feet were straight. And he had, as Professor Horn was talking about, a procedure. I think he had a little bit more done because his feet were a little bit more, you know, extreme, stiffer. Yeah. And his first thing he wanted was a pair of sneakers because he'd never worn shoes. So I got this video of him hopping along this thing. I must say that was like really, you know,
cup full.
Happy tears to my eyes.
Oh,
yeah.
I can imagine. Well, I'm struggling a little bit. I've got 2 young kids, so I can imagine that when your children come into the world, if there is any sort of defect, it's a judgment on you, it's a judgment on them, it's a judgment on your genes, on your... So many stigmas, Prof, so many things I would imagine standing in your way. What are the biggest misconceptions, and how do you go about re-educating families? Because we know in the disability space, especially, massive wall to climb.
Yes, so you've actually already mentioned it. So I think the misconception that I most frequently encounter, and having said that, not that frequently, but when I do, is the guilt. So, like you said, parents always query themselves as to what did they do wrong. You know, was it that one time they think they took some Panado because they had a headache, you know, or something like that. So there's often a lot of guilt, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to just, every time you have an interaction with these parents, because we see them every week, so you become very attached almost to your clubfoot patients, because it's a very regular thing, and just reiterate every time, it's not your fault, you did nothing wrong. Give them information, show them this is how common it is. Clubfoot occurs in 1 in 1,000 babies. So if you think how many babies get born across the Cape Peninsula per day, you know, it's not your fault, it just happens. And then the other misconception, which is more common in the, definitely in the more rural, more traditional communities, is the stigma that it's a curse. And I think the reason we see these neglected children from those areas is because they hide them.
We just don't know what we don't know.
So they get hidden because they're seen as a curse or a shame. So for that, again, just more and more education as much as you can. There's not really much more we can do.
And more proven cases, the more that this emerges within communities, people are going to understand.
Yes, absolutely. And people who've had successful treatment, like Karen's son or this little boy, who can go back into the community and say, look, it's not a curse, it works, it's fine, you can fix it.
It's not even that major, even though the problem is major, the resources, everything, the mindset is there. Absolutely. And I think this is one of those beautiful moments where if we do just connect the dots, it can all work. So what are the dots that need to be connected for you right now? Funding, I would imagine.
Yeah, funding, we've developed from supporting 6 clubfoot clinics in the State House to 47. So it's it's probably 5,000 children this year, because it was 4,700 last year, in different stages of either wearing this or having their casts. So definitely funding. What has been one of STEP's great successes was to put people that are STEP staff into the clinics. So we're covering about 55 to 60% of all patients that come through the partner clinics will see a STEPS person at some stage, whether it's handing out one of our information leaflets, counselling them, talking to them every week, bonding, as Andrew was saying, you start to really form an immense connection.
It's a network.
So funding to cover more people so that we can cover all of the clinics, you know, to have somebody in every clinic, getting the budgets right, you know, the procurement and that type of thing, so that we know the money's there. It's just to put that, you know, sign the dotted line, let's get some stock in.
Wouldn't that be awesome to see clinics and hospitals popping up as being a hotspot for this kind of treatment? That South Africa became a hotspot for this kind of treatment within Africa. The knowledge is here, the mindset, the doctors are here, and clearly the communities are here to help look after those families. This isn't a short solution, not immediate, so it does require effort and people to be attentive. But when we look at the long-term projection, how much can be saved in the long journey, unbelievable opportunity to do something special, and it's for children. With the right treatment, Clubfoot doesn't have to be a disability. It can be a temporary challenge with a lifelong solution. So if you'd like to learn more, if you would like to support STEPS or any of the organizations working within this network on their mission, you can visit steps.org.za.
Thank you so much, my Mother City family. And oh my goodness, always having such important conversations, particularly when we're talking about our children. Now, of course, we know that when we talk about us and our kids and the whole family, we always have our pharmacists who look after us. And this is why each and every week we've got to highlight our pharmacy of the week. We are, of course, putting in the spotlight the incredible healthcare professionals that make our lives a little bit easier. And this week, we're getting to highlight the Alpha Farm Hook Apteek in Bethlehem. And this, of course, is brought to you by none other than Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. I love this. Why? Because we get to 100% show those who don't always get their flowers just how much we appreciate them. Check this out, Feel Good family.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Hier die plaasjappies doen net hulle werk en hou die pasiënte gelukkig. But to continue in English, our first main task is basically to dispense prescription medication, to control it, to give advice on the usage of medication, and to educate the public in general about their health. My community, as I said, is really the heart of our work here, and to support them in their daily challenges that they face concerning their health. We can really help them with knowledge and to educate them and to help them to live a more happier and healthy life. I can also just say a very big thank you to Adcock Ingram, who really supports us in the supply of good product at good prices and being willing to finance and sponsor initiatives like this to also help promote our business.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Carenza Parisi, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Oh, we do love and appreciate our pharmacists. Thank you so much for the work that you do. But let me tell you, Expresso fam, what is still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're getting into the kitchen to make something absolutely delicious. I'm talking about French toast, but with a twist. Now, this is a masala French toast, something that I've never heard before. Those words in a sentence, though, sound just as delicious. Not only that, we're going to touch down with Kaukelo KC in light of his show that's coming out on SABC1, and that's called The Chair, tackling and advocating for unemployment in South Africa. A really great show still to come your way right here on this Tuesday morning, so please don't go anywhere. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hello and welcome back. Let me tell you to please, from my part to you, give the French toast a break, okay? And try out this. It's something really special. It's called a savory masala version of your French toast, packed with aromatic spices, some herbs, and tons of flavor. It's actually going to blow your mind, and I can't wait to get into this. And I brought in Graham because I don't know that you've ever had masala French toast before.
I have not, and I was thinking about that. I was going through my little Rolodex in my brain, like...
And
nope.
it's a no.
It's not even in file 13. I haven't even thought about having it yet. That's the crazy thing. But I like the notion very much.
Yeah, same. I've also never had it before, and I don't know why. I have had a masala steak sandwich.
Yes.
Which I feel like if you add steak to this, it would
You
be
said that like you'd live in another country.
I
had once had a masala steak sandwich on safari, and it was quite beautiful.
Great. Because that's how you have to say it when you say masala steak sandwich.
Because it is, out of all of the steak sandwiches, it's the most bougie there is. No, I love this flavor combination. And I'm thinking the egg and the curry is a beautiful combo. I think this needs fried egg all over it. I know that we're going to be partnering it with some beautiful chakalaka.
But on the side.
Okay, so let's bring on the spice.
Right, so we've done the eggs and the milk, scrambled that together, and then we're going to add in the spice. And this is where it gets interesting, right? We're going to go turmeric.
Okay,
we're also going to go in everything, garam masala, because it's really good for you. Paprika. And
turmeric
some
is
cumin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We've been using cumin a lot. I think it's starting to emerge as kind of the dark horse spice of the year. Hashtag spice of the year.
That, spice of the year.
But it just adds a headiness, and it kind of goes both ways. If you want to add a bit more grown-upness to a dessert, there's something in it that just
even?
No, completely. I love the spice realm because you can. Every combination, every garam masala is going to be a different journey.
Yes.
So get to know your spice guy, your spice people.
This. Okay, so we're going to add some oil in the pan. And this is where we're going to take the bread, dip it in, and then fry it up. It really is that simple.
I love that.
Let's just wait for this to heat up a little bit. In fact, I think it's good.
And the joy with a French toast, you can take it in multiple directions. But I think, for me, it's wasted on just the sweet. Go savory, have some fun with it. Think of the toppings, whether it's beans. I like a chakalaka bean kind of
Imagine,
vibe.
like you said, a fried egg on top of that with the chakalaka.
Surely you have to have the oozing yolk, otherwise it's not really breakfast. I think it really has to be. That looks amazing.
And then you also can use bread that's a little bit stale so it holds its integrity.
I was going to say, do you suffer from bread integrity anxiety? Hey? It's a thing, eh?
I do.
There is someone right now in the world stressing out because their bread is dissolving before their very eyes and their breakfast is ruined. Their mother-in-law's never going to believe that they can actually cook. It's going to be a thing, man.
It's a disaster. Yeah, I don't like a soggy bread. I love a crunch, especially on the crust when it comes to this. So you actually have to fry it so that it gets nice and like scrapeable on the one side, you know?
Nice and low. I'm thinking not too high. You don't want to burn that egg too quickly. And it shouldn't need a huge amount of cooking time because we didn't soak for a huge amount of time. And I think therein lies the secret, hey? Maybe don't spend too much time in the liquid.
Don't leave it in there. Then it's a whole different meal altogether.
I've got a spatula. I don't know if you've got a trademarked fork technique because you are very bougie.
How did I not see this with my
breakfast?
masala? Okay, let's flip it over.
Oh, beautiful.
How lovely is that? The smells in here are absolutely amazing.
And admittedly, when I saw you approaching that pan with the second slice, I was like, there's no way she's getting that second one in there.
In fact, I will put a third one in.
Exactly, you Tetrised it. That is so super simple. So if I'm right, all we really need to do, mix together our eggs and our beautiful blend of spices. We've got cumin, we've got our garam masala, our beautiful spice mix, paprika, turmeric, and a little bit of salt and pepper into the egg mix. Whip it up, a very quick dip to protect the integrity of the bread.
The integrity of the slice.
That is actually a culinary term, I promise you. Then a nice low heat, and the rest is going to be beautiful history in your mouth.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to even feed the crew with this because it's going to change your life. ExpressoShow.com is where you find this recipe, but you don't even need to because I know you already have it in your head. 2 slices done, 4 more to go.
You've changed, man.
How confident am I?
Something's going on here, man. What's
incredible.
happening? We've let the beast out of the cage.
It's your feel-good breakfast show.
You better bring another loaf, man. We're just going to stay here for the rest of the day. If you want to find this for yourself, expressoshow.com is where you can go have a little fun. In fact, what would you put on top of these beauties? Now that we've got our beautiful curried French toast, how you are feeling, I'd love to know. So you can start inspiring us with that menu, but don't go too far. Zanele, breakfast is sorted. What's next?
Oh my goodness, guys. You sound like you're having such a delicious time there in Cape Town, and it looks amazing. I'm a little bit hungry, but it's fine. Do you know why? I'm being fed by what Gaugelo Casey's cooking up for us, honey, on the chair. Because listen, Mzansi, you know how the SABC is all about the responsibility of making sure we're looking after everything that's going on in our country. So when we are now faced with the crisis of unemployment, that is where SABC Education, powered by SABC One, comes in. It is a brand new educational show called The Chair that seeks to make sure that job seekers possibly have opportunities with new employers, and more than anything else, yes, of course, helping out those individuals that come onto the show, but then it is also all about making sure that the rest of the country also gets to see how is it that you can prepare for interviews, what do you need to know when you're looking for an employer, and how can you best put yourself out there. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's make some noise for the brand new host of The Chair on SABC One. It is none other than Gaugelo Casey Mokolwane. Casey, how are you?
I'm all right. Aren't you just amazing?
Oh, get out of here. Absolutely stop yourself. And Casey, you and I,
Yes.
I mean, we come a long way.
A long
way. 2017,
Yes.
it was the Mzansi Insider search that was looking for a brand new presenter.
Yes.
You did the things, and now look where you are, sitting in
where
the chair.
you are.
Oh, get out of here. Because this is about you. And I want us to start there
Yes.
before we even get to the chair. What made you be like, okay, cool, I want to be on screens, I want to interview people, I want to be a presenter, and where did it all originally start for you?
Yeah. So, look, I started with public speaking, started with debating, doing poetry in school, being called to say stuff at the assembly, and
Yes.
right? And I'd watch people on TV, and I thought to myself, actually, I could do a better job.
Hi, Casey.
No, I thought I'd do a better job.
I love that.
Yeah, you know?
The confidence child, yeah.
So you must believe in self for things to happen, right? So after that, I then started pursuing that. So I did more debating. So I'd win like district competitions, provincial competitions. Then I'd represent like Gauteng in national debates and stuff like that. So it started there, right? And then post going to University of Cape Town to go study engineering, shocker. Then I started looking at like auditions, like where can I audition for this?
Yeah.
Where can I audition for that? And that led me to coming to Joburg.
I love it.
I've never looked back since.
Oh, my
Never.
goodness.
Yeah.
And I feel like, babes, you are the person who can show everyone that everything is possible. Because engineering degree one side, but then you're also a TV presenter another, bringing together these beautiful worlds.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because now here's the chair.
Yes.
And as an engineer, why would you say that this makes you the perfect host to come into this position to allow people to have this beautiful show?
Yes. First of all, engineering was peer pressure.
Oh, my
Let me
goodness.
just put it out there.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
a lot, okay?
But I love that you had the brains
It's
for it.
a lot. Well, yeah.
Yes.
You're also just sweet.
Ah,
anyway.
get out of here. Says the man with the degree. But yes, talk to us about it.
Yeah. So, you know, when you're studying something that is considered fairly challenging or difficult or right? For me, it was just a matter of learning to think like an engineer.
Yeah.
Learning how to be a problem solver, learning how to efficiently look into things that would better myself, my community, and my country, right? So it was very important for me to leave the TV world, go back to finish my degree, and the moment I got back, to be called by SABC Education to say, hey man, we would like you to host a show like this.
Yeah.
You remember the people that come onto the show, some are graduates, some are qualified in this, qualified in that, and some don't have any form of qualification, right? So it is the humility and the understanding that we all come from different backgrounds, we all want different things, but it does help that the host of the show be educated.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that at least made me feel like, you know what? Not all is doom and gloom.
Yes,
okay?
my darling.
We're doing something.
And you're not just doing something. I think even the fact that you're an entrepreneur also just adds to all of that.
Yes.
Because even those problem-solving skills and everything on top of it. But this is why I also now want us to dive into the show itself.
Yes.
How do you use those skills to help these people who are now coming and being like, the chair, I want to be someone who has a job.
Yeah.
I want to put myself out there and, you know, kind of speak to some employers.
Yes.
How does the whole process work?
Zanella, you and I know what being rejected means.
Shall we
right?
know?
If you're an artist and you're trying to put your song out there, you're trying to be discovered.
Yeah.
It's the long nights of practicing melodies, getting your voice right, submitting demos, then being rejected, right? You and I have been to auditions.
Audition after audition.
Audition after audition.
No after no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that hits you differently,
Yeah.
right? So understanding that a rejection for a particular spot does not mean you are rejected for life. You know what I'm saying? So how it happens is an employer or a company, call them Company X,
Yes.
right, would say, hey, we're looking for a graphic designer, we're looking for a cleaner, we're looking for a chef,
Yeah.
for example, right? And then as the chair, we would then advertise that post. We would then get South Africans to apply for that post. After reviewing all those applications, 3 of them would be selected to come through to the studio for the interview,
Yes.
right? Now, it is through that interview that we are then able to determine who is best suited for Company X, right? But in some instances, Company X would say, actually, we wanted Gaurelo, but Zanele, you are absolutely amazing. We can create a role for you in our company.
Beautiful.
Sbusiso, you're amazing. We'll create a role for you in our company. So on some episodes, we'd have one person being employed. On other episodes, 2 or even 3.
Yeah.
So that's the process. Now the value thereof is for the person who's sitting at home to say, look, I've never been interviewed before. I don't know what this world is like. And then for them to learn that while watching somebody else, that is absolutely beautiful. Zanele, you'd have people coming onto our show not knowing exactly what to do and what to say. And they come from, look, different environments in South Africa.
100%.
Now we prepare them before they get into the show. Now the person at home is also learning.
100%.
And that is the power of SABC education.
I love that, exactly. And we always say, the public broadcaster reaches the millions,
Yes.
and that's how you make the difference.
Enriching lives, enriching minds.
Oh, come on. Oh, darling, an absolute product of the SABC. Please tell us, where can we catch it, Gaurelo?
So the chair plays on Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m.
Yes.
on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.
Hi, my darling. Gaurelo, we are so proud of you, so happy for you, so glad to have you back doing the incredible work that you are. And more than anything else, we can't wait to see everything else that you do, Kim.
Thank you, Zan.
Thank you. I love you. How can you not love this incredible human? Not only is he amazing at what he does, but he is also now allowing the minds of South Africa to be enriched, as you heard, with SABC Education, powered by SABC 1. It is The Chair, and you can catch it every Wednesday, 4:30 on SABC 1. Right about now, I'm going to continue having this conversation because it's just so amazing. My beautiful Cape Town family, what else is going on today in our beautiful Feel Good Breakfast Show family?
Oh, we love it, seeing 2 friends being reunited, but you can check both of them like, I can't believe how well you're doing, and I can't believe how well you're doing. You're both doing amazingly well. You are unbelievably gifted human beings. Thank you so much, and well done for being where you are right now. Well, we are all in our lives, and we need a little help, and sometimes the Galaxy A series is just the partner we need in our pocket. We're going to delve into that in a moment.
Well, it's going to be a great one, because then I can take photos of you in your outfits, Gray. I want to just recap on the 2 incredible looks that we've got to choose from, option 1 and option 2, when it comes to choosing your best winter look today.
I like the vibe. Yes, get over it. The season is changing, okay, and it's been hot. Maybe we do need to shift, but I like the looks there. We've got the black chinos, a green poplar shirt with a nice puffer. I mean, tell me you're South African without telling me you're South African. Absolutely love that look. It's a little bit more leveled up. Then we've got the relaxed vibe, some nice loose baggy jeans. I absolutely love that look, and quite a nice fitted knit with a beautiful stripe as well. Very relaxed sneaker vibe. I'd be happy with both of those. I will say one of them does kind of look like the partner outfit to what you're wearing today. I'm just going to leave that with you.
My eyes on option 2, but it's not up to me, Expresso fam. Please head over to our socials and vote for your favorite look. And yes, baggy denims are definitely in. We're just going to put it out there. You do the rest. So get to voting, and we'll see you straight after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And just like that, you're right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Tuesday morning to you. Thank you for joining us. It is time to reveal our Ken. Yes, you have dressed him in one of two options. Earlier, Graham asked you to help him choose between two elevated winter essential looks. We have the option, number one, are black chinos, a green poplin shirt, and then a two-tone sleeveless puffer. Or you could go for option two, which was baggy blue jeans, a striped knit pullover, and an olive green shacket. Might have been the first time you've heard the word shacket, but get to know it because this coming autumn winter, it's definitely something you want to add to your wardrobe. But let's see, Expresso fam, what you had to say when choosing the outfit for Graham. Well, Lynn Truter got in touch first saying Graham will look stunning in option two, more casual. I like it. I love seeing Graham in a more casual outfit. And then we also had Esme Henry saying good morning. Definitely option two for the G-Man today. Stunning look. Okay, seems like option two is definitely racking up some points. Bochela Modikwa says, good morning, my favorite Expresso show. Family option two. Yes, because you are family, we will allow it. 3 points for option two. Could it be that it is unanimous? Mark Gavin saying, option two, hashtag styled by Woolies. P.S. That's definitely Tottenham Spurs colours. Well, as a Tottenham Spur fan, did he do it? Did he not do it? Graham, the floor is yours. Dum, dum,
I like it. It is a Spurs outfit. I'll call it that. I see you, Mark Gavin. I think he stopped me at Kenilworth over the weekend just with absolute amazement that that is the team I support. But yes, no, I love this. And I think this is the vibe.
This is the vibe for
Hey, relaxed
today.
fit jeans,
Come on.
absolutely love it. Because you've got a balance. You've got
Yes,
the fitted jersey.
exactly.
Which I love the feel, love the colour blocking. Absolutely great
Color
vibe
combo.
between us, but I dig it. Thank
I'm
you
so
so much.
here
Well
for
done,
it.
guys.
It kind of gives me 90s feels with the
Yeah, 100%.
cuffed baggy denims, and you look so great in
Just throw
them.
some Patrick Ewings. Can you remember the name Patrick Ewing? Probably
I do not know that one.
Yeah, but if you know, you know. No,
Graham,
I
you
love
look
it. I think it looks
fantastic.
really, really cool. Well done. Y'all have got great taste. Thank you, Woolies.
Thank you for dressing our Kendall. Give us a pose, give us a pose. We love it. It's all about those layering essentials. Now, Woolworths must-have winter essentials are so versatile. They're so stylish, and they are built for the season. Now, you can shop it now in-store, online, or on the app, of course. Graham, give us one more look as to what we can add to cart. Oh, yes.
Beautiful. Love it.
Graham's looking absolutely stunning. Well done, Expresso fam, for making his look be even better and kind of match me a little bit. It's all about the greens this coming autumn winter, and we definitely are sorted when it comes to looking good with our autumn winter Woolworths collections. Shop those winter faves. Of course, you can find it in store, on the app, or online. The shopping is awaiting you, so make sure that you spend the money where you need to be spending it, all right? But it has gone, of course, 7 o'clock. We've got to get into your news and see what else is right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll get into those news headlines. Sports is coming straight after, and then we'll get back to the rest of the show. But for now, though, let's get into those national news headlines first, where the department, or the Gauteng Department of Health, has increased patient fees in public hospitals by 4.9%. Now, the new uniform fees come into effect on the 1st of May. The Health Department also proposes a 30% increase for emergency services, meaning households earning under 8,000 Rand may pay 170 Rand for an advanced life support ambulance up to 160 Rand. Specialist consultations at provincial hospitals could cost 95 Rand per visit. Now, the department says these adjustments are essential to sustain service delivery, ensuring those who can afford it contribute to healthcare funding. In other national news, Postbank is urging social grant beneficiaries to switch to the new black Postbank card before Thursday, as SASSA Gold cards will expire. Now, CEO Nikki Mungashe confirmed that while new cards can still be issued after the 20th of March, old cards will no longer work, preventing withdrawals. Currently, 320 locations are processing registrations, with more to follow. Now, Postbank has already successfully migrated over 1 million beneficiaries, ensuring continued access to grants without disruption. In your international news making headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump intends to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin today about a proposed 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has accepted this proposal. While Putin supports the ceasefire idea, he has expressed concerns about its implementation and seeks guarantees that Ukraine won't join NATO. Trump is optimistic about reaching an agreement, noting discussions over land and power plant divisions. Meanwhile, airstrikes continue, and Russia has made gains using overwhelming firepower and drones in regaining control of the Western Kursk region, which Ukraine invaded last year. Meanwhile, Rwanda has severed diplomatic ties with Belgium, accusing it of undermining Kigali amid the ongoing conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's believed that Rwanda controls the M23 rebel group, though Kigali denies involvement. Belgian diplomats must leave Rwanda within 48 hours. In response, the EU has sanctioned 9 individuals and a gold refinery linked to the M23 rebellion. Meanwhile, in a diplomatic shift, Kinshasa has agreed to send representatives to peace talks in Angola, marking a potential breakthrough in negotiations with M23. And closing off your 7 o'clock news, we head on to the world of famous butterflies, where the monarch butterfly migration brought a heartening surprise this year, with their numbers nearly doubling in Mexico, thanks to favorable weather and conservation efforts. Now, scientists credit improved conditions in 2024 for the population rebound, alongside a 10% drop in forest degradation in the monarch butterfly biosphere reserve. Meanwhile, in South Africa, we enjoy the constant presence of our own African monarchs, known as plain tiger butterflies, fluttering gracefully year-round. With no real enemies, thanks to their toxic defense from hairy balls and cotton bush plants, these little wonders brighten our landscapes daily. How lucky we are to not wait for a great migration. Our skies are just always alive with their beauty. No better time to be South African than right now. Well, that is where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's head into your sporting headlines. Here's Graham with the latest.
Well, not that we need another reason to be proudly South African, but let's throw one at you. Cricket South Africa has announced the Proteas women's contracted squad for 2025-26, with Annerie Dirksen now earning her first national contract. Congratulations. The all-rounder stepping in to replace, and big shoes to fill, Laura Goodall and Delmi Tucker in that 15-player list. And of course, led by Laura Wolfart, the squad is gearing up for a crucial year, with the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 in India as our ultimate goal. And I think they have to believe this is our shot. Now we turn to rugby, and the DHL Stormers head into their crucial Vodacom URC tour with a boost as Damian Willemse, Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu and Suleiman Hartzenberg all return from injury. While Mani Lebok, sadly, he still remains sidelined, but the trio's comeback does strengthen their playoff hopes at a critical juncture, sitting just outside the top 8. The Stormers aim for some key wins before a favourable run of 4 consecutive home games. And the Stormers take on the Scarlets this coming Saturday at 5 p.m. Now on to football. Cape Town City has parted ways with coach Mushin Ertugrul following their 1-0 home defeat to Marumo Gallants. So Ertugrul, who took over in December, won his first 2 games at the helm, but then endured a 10-match winless streak. So City now sitting 13th in the Betway Premiership, as a result facing the risk of missing that top 8 and, more critically, potential relegation. Now on to golf. He's done it again. Rory McIlroy secured his 2nd Players' Championship crown with a playoff win over JJ Spaun at TPC Sawgrass. The Northern Irishman, he took the lead with a birdie on the 16th before Spaun let it all slip, a triple bogey at the 17th, sealing his fate. So McIlroy, now an 8-time multiple winner of the event, claimed his 28th PGA Tour victory and 2nd title of the year. What a run of form. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see if the roads have woken up.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's have a look at your roads for the first time, where there's been multiple motor vehicle collisions on the N1 northbound before Malibongwe Drive out in Joburg, causing a right-lane closure. Now, traffic is slow-moving and therefore delays are expected along the affected route. So do allow for additional travel time, please. Now, traffic failures is causing slow moving in and around north of the N1. Please plan your route accordingly and stay safe while driving. We want you to arrive alive, all right? There's also community unrest along the Magusheni and Kokstad route. Avoid the affected area and make use of an alternative route. Wherever you're headed, do remember to buckle up and make sure that playlist is banging. So where we leave your roads, let's have a look at your weather. Well, in your weather news, the South African Weather Service has forecast extremely high fire danger conditions over Namakwa and Kamiesberg municipalities in the Northern Cape, as well as Swartland, Bergrivier and Stellenbosch in the Western Cape. Now, fire conditions will worsen due to persistently high temperatures in these areas. Meanwhile, the Department of Water and Sanitation has released weevils into the Hartbeespoort Dam to control invasive plants. These water weevils, native to South America, target Salvinia minima, or water hyacinth as we know it, a harmful aquatic plant that threatens freshwater systems like Hartbeespoort. Now let's check in with that sunrise view of the hour, and straight out of the mother city, Gail went outside her place and took this gorgeous image straight from Pelican Park. Now the sunrise, or rose rather, at 7:48 this morning, so not too long ago, or 6:48 rather. So thank you so much, Gail, for making sure that you get your sunrise view in early. And let me tell you to please wear light clothes today because you can expect a 31-degree high, Gail. Make sure that SPF is in your bag and then you're good to go. And also a reminder to you, Expresso fam, be like Gail and continue sharing that morning view with us on 0634088863. We would love to see what your side of the country or even world looks like. Well, let's head into the rest of your temperatures for what you can expect across the country. It's blazing hot or it's raining down, honey, don't you worry. We're going to be your sunshine on the television. I always tell you this. But we've been promising you celebrations all throughout the show here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And this morning we are celebrating with our Samsung family. Now, we love when cutting-edge technology meets powerful performance. And we know as Samsung leads the mobile sphere, each and every time they come at us with only the best of the best. As we launch the Galaxy A series this morning, we're joined with the boss lady from Samsung Electronics. I'm talking about none other than the head of marketing of the mobile experience. It is none other than Homotso Mosiane, who's here to let us know what can we expect from this beautiful, awesome intelligence that is put all into one with the Galaxy A series. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. Homotso, how are you?
Very well, and you looking good.
Girl says, why are you faking me today?
Or
am I you know what?
Green.
I love it. I love it. Green also signifies wealth, health, and greatness.
And fresh start.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head because the fresh start, that is the Galaxy A series. I'm so excited. What can we expect from this beautiful mobile experience? Homotso?
Listen, South Africans love the Samsung Galaxy A. It's basically a love mark in this country. So we are launching the new Galaxy A26, 36 and 56.
Yeah.
With awesome intelligence.
Ooh, I love that. And talk to me exactly about the awesome intelligence. What is it that we are just getting from this exactly?
So if you remember, in 2024, we launched the first AI phone in the country.
Yes.
With the launch of the Galaxy S24, which had AI. So now we are making AI mainstream and are bringing it to the A family with awesome intelligence. So awesome intelligence, AI.
Get it?
Sadna, you guys make things make sense. And this is why, even with you saying you launched the first one, I love that you're always the leaders, guys.
Absolutely.
You make other people hot under their collar and be like, what are we going to do now?
Absolutely. But we love new friends to come and join us as well.
Exactly. And of course, even with this one, I love the fact that you say, you know, people love this specific device. Because I feel like it is a device that's for the people.
Yes.
So now, with you introducing all of this awesome intelligence, talk to me about some of these really great features. Because I know circle to search, the camera, and all of these different features are things that you've just enhanced.
Yes.
What exactly can we expect from them?
The A-series user specifically, because this is the affordable S if you think about it, right? It gives you that luxury feel while it is affordable. So we're bringing circle to search together with Google. So for those of you that don't know, do they know what circle to search is?
Of course, I feel like our Expresso family knows circle to search, but I feel like we always need to experience it again.
I think our viewers need to experience it one more time.
Let's do it.
Circle to search basically stops you from gatekeeping. So think about it this way, right? You're looking at something on Instagram and you're like, that's really nice. I wonder where she got it. Like these beautiful boobs, right?
Like my boobs?
Yeah, then maybe Z says, oh, I don't remember. You know how girls always say they don't remember? No, where did you get it from? I don't remember.
It was a present.
Then I go, oh, don't worry, I know.
Yes.
I've got circle to search with Google.
Love that.
I simply take the device, point it at you, do one little smart move, and circle it.
Yes.
And I found it. Girl, we're going to be twinning next week.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. And you already have the pants.
Exactly.
So now it's
going to be a proper twinning moment.
Exactly. That is so beautiful. And you know what? When we're talking about a phone that is for the people, I really love the fact that even when people come and experience the phone, they are able to use it so easily.
Absolutely.
And now, even with awesome intelligence, I feel like it's opening people up to a whole different world.
Yeah.
Talk to me, though, about particularly the USPs that you guys are jumping into, and really, more than anything else, who exactly are you targeting with these unique selling points?
Let's start with the USPs. Object Eraser on the A56 is going to be a game changer. So what Object Eraser does is that once you take a picture with someone and there's an uninvited guest on the picture, let's say, or somebody that you're not really good with anymore, you're able to just erase the object or the person.
I was about to say, there's an object now, KG.
Whether it's in real life or it's in the picture, the erasure stays.
I love that.
I think I love that about the A56. It's for everyone. I mean, everyone uses an A in this country. From my first phone all the way to the phone that I love the most. Takes amazing pictures with the 50-megapixel camera. Some of the pictures that we see on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook are taken with an A. So it's a love mark for South Africans.
I love that. And you said 50 megapixels. 50
megapixels.
Sadna, that can see into my future.
Into your future and into your shoes.
Into my shoes, exactly. Khomotso, I know you guys always have beautiful deals for Mzansi.
Yes.
You're always like, guys, we want to make it easy for you to come and be part of our A-series family. What are the deals we have this time around?
The deals that we have this time around are all across the country. So go to your nearest stockist because it goes from A26, A36, and A56, both on contract and on cash. So go and experience it. You might find something that you'd like, a fit maybe here and there, a watch maybe here and there. Let's go.
I love that. And one other thing I also need to ask you, because I feel like you guys, you have your USPs, you have all of these amazing features that you really have for anyone who's like, okay, cool, I want to be part of the Samsung family. But what would you say is the biggest reason to come and be part of the Samsung family? What is the biggest ways in which you just see the family always being just coming together even?
We own AI. We are the leaders in AI. And not just in AI, now we're showing you awesome intelligence, now we're showing you Object Eraser, we're showing you music search. Did we not even talk about music search?
No, we didn't.
Oh my gosh. So you know when you can't figure out what the song is?
Yes.
You've got to go to another app to find another app to be able to find the song.
Facts.
With music search, you can just hum it. Yeah.
Please don't lie.
Somebody was humming a song here. If you hum it, it just starts to recognize what the song is, and then it shows it to you.
KG, please don't lie.
I am not.
No, because as a radio presenter, I hear so many different songs every day, right? So then now...
And then you have to go to a third-party app to find it. Now it's on your phone.
But even on top of that, there's always these songs that I remember from like 2011, 2015. And I'm like, what was the song?
What was the song? Just hum it to awesome intelligence. Intelligently, it will give you the song.
Intelligently, I love Congrats, Khomotso. Congratulations on yet another beautiful, I think, mark just in the mobile experience and in the mobile industry. Like I said, you guys are the leaders, and well done for keeping everybody on their toes, honey.
Thanks,
Thank you. Zanzi, do you see, the Samsung family, they never want you to get left behind. They want you to have the best. So with the awesome intelligence that's being added to the Galaxy A series, honey, you can come and be a part of this world. But wait, there's more. It is all about the deals that Samsung has for you. So let me let you in on it. My friend, this exciting launch offer that's just for you. If you buy the Galaxy A56, A36, or A26 on contract, you get the Galaxy Tab A9 LTE for only, listen to this, 49 Rand. Or receive the Galaxy Fit 3 for just 499 Rand on non-contract purchases. How nice? I know. So go out and do the things. Very soon you'll be able to get that beautiful Galaxy A in your hand, but it's all just about finding the one that is perfect for you. Speaking about perfect for you though, you know we're a perfect fit. Every time we come together, it's a huge celebration. And Mzansi, this morning, I tell you we are getting into lovely things. And you know we always have fun and we have celebrations, but we also get into the very important things such as talking about postpartum and what it is, my friend, that you need to know about it, how in fact nutrient deficiency can sometimes make life a little bit difficult, but how in fact we can help it and make your life a little bit easier. Also on the way, one thing I know that we're super looking forward to is one of my favorites, which is us making sure that you are 100% in the know of what we talk about when we say you are able to enhance your performance, my friend, with Biokinetics. How can we get healthier and healthier as we go into 2025? It's all going to be happening right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, welcome Welcome back, Mzansi. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show, indeed. And this morning, we're celebrating Waya Waya. Each and every day, it's nice here. But of course, there's big things happening from one launch to another. I am talking about the fact that MTN is in the building. And honey, of course, they have been connecting South Africa for over 30 years now. But they're now moving on to a beautiful part of their journey where they are saying, yes, it's not just about connectivity, but it's also about the real progress. And that is why they are here to tell us about their brand repositioning, which is all about today we make moves. And my friend, they are making moves indeed, where they are wanting to empower not just businesses, not just individuals, but the whole entire country to truly be their best selves. And today I'm so excited for us to welcome none other than the brand and marketing general manager. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, let's put our hands together for the queen. I'm talking about Robin Lewis. Robin, how are you doing?
I'm great this morning. How are you?
I'm amazing. I mean, you look great. You came with the blazer. You were like, it's business. We need to get into this brand repositioning. And I am so excited for you guys. Congratulations. I love that today we make moves. But talk to us about why it's so important right now for MTN to be moving into this new part.
Yeah, so first of all, the blazer is really an embodiment of the spirit of MTNers. It's all about sunshine.
Yes, I love that.
And actually, the brand is evolving because we're really inspired by our customers. It's about what we recognize is that they have energy and aspirations and they really want to progress.
Yeah.
South Africans are ambitious, right?
Yeah.
So, and every day presents you with challenges, but it also presents you with opportunities to actually make those moves and to get into your next level.
I love that. And of course, you guys really are taking it to the next level, because I feel like when we talk about today we make moves, it makes me want to get up and just do stuff and just really be part of this movement that you guys are saying is, yes, our next part of life. But what does this brand refresh really mean for the customers?
Yeah, so what we really want to do is we want to be that cheerleader.
Oh, we'll get back to that conversation in just a little bit. Some really exciting things that MTN is getting up to. For now, though, I want to tell you something very special that you can be expecting, and that is an estimated 58 million Rand Powerball jackpot, and it's waiting for you to be won this Tuesday. So what are you waiting for? Play now, and you could make it rain lots of cash this coming March. You're wondering, asking Carissa, how? Well, it's very simple. You can buy your tickets now in-store or head to the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, there is cell phone banking, or simply just kick it old school and dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Now, we posted all these details on our Expresso social media pages, so please go and check them out, catch up with everything we've been doing behind the scenes and in front of the cam. And Panda Pusha Play Powerball for an estimated 58 million Rand jackpot today, and you could win big, millions, I'm telling you. All you have to do is play right now. Mr. G-Man, Mr. Graham, what's still to come on the show?
We are going to take a healthy turn. Absolutely love these conversations every morning with you, but a special underpinning today, postpartum health. We're going to get into making sure that you and baby are looking after yourselves, getting into some of the common misconceptions, some of those heavy hitters, and hopefully give you some tips, some practical tools there. And then mobility. We are going to be getting into some ways that you can recover and repair the body and make sure that you prevent injuries from happening in the future. We've got an expert panel about to step in to be here just for you. Our medical discussion continues on the other side of this.
Want to give your child a head start? Brainchild offers multivitamins and omega-3s that help bridge the gap in your child's diet for healthy growth and development. Stand a chance to win one of 5 hampers, including the full product range, a backpack, water bottle, and 1,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. Simply visit brainchild.co.za, look out for the pop-up banner, and fill in your details. Competition closes Friday, 28 March. T's and C's apply. Brainchild bridges the gap.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to this particular discussion, because I think you can see by the energy just in my face, this is vitally important. I think a lot of women can relate to postpartum health and recovery and the lack of support and information in that space. And joining us right now are two incredible guests. We've got Laura Johnston, the CEO of Phytoceutics and an integrative nutritional health coach, and Dr. Tracy Flowers, a functional medicine practitioner. She blends conventional and very integrative therapies to help her patients feel their best. Ladies, thank you so much for welcoming me into this conversation. As a husband to a wife who's had 2 children, I've watched that journey that's supposed to take just a few weeks take all of 3 years for her physically to recover, and she's very connected to her body. It's been a journey.
You know, the postpartum period, it gets typically defined as the first 6 to 12 weeks after giving birth, and it's the time where your body's adjusting back to its non-pregnant state. But actually, the changes go far beyond just the physical. There are mental, emotional, social changes even, and that goes way beyond that period of time, and in fact is maybe undefinable as to how long it takes, and individual too. And having been through this transition, or actually transformation, I think, myself, I really realized that this is something I want to be able to support other women through as well.
From a personal perspective, what was your experience postpartum?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's incredibly taxing and demanding on your body and your emotions. And here you are with this tiny baby, and you're exhausted, and your blood sugar levels are all over, you're starving, you are, you know, emotional, and you have no idea how to handle yourself. Like, it's a huge transformation, as you said. And, you know, I think trying to get to the root of that and understanding nutritional deficiency, you know, how to support your mental, social, cognitive health is super important.
Where do we begin then? If we are going to build up now a safety net for that first period, what should your first kind of focus area be?
Support. That is the thing that is sort of the most overarching theme of what someone in the postpartum needs. It's support, and that can take a variety of different forms. It can be practical support, it can be mental and emotional support, and then of course it can be physical support for, you know, your body that's recovering. So what I see a lot in clinical practice are nutrient deficiencies, and it's something that actually makes so much sense. You have grown a baby, you've birthed a baby. Women are often then breastfeeding and doing that in a setting of little sleep,
pouring out,
giving out so much all the time. And so, of course, we have to be really cognizant of what is going into our bodies, making sure that we can then recover adequately. And the really important ones to take note of here are things like iron, magnesium, vitamin D, the B vitamins, and omega-3.
I love that. And we often forget, because I know it's easy for a mother to just set herself aside and it's all about the child, but the child needs you to be in optimal health. What did you lean on? What helped you during that critical phase in the postpartum?
So I took a very good prenatal supplement, and I think where women often go wrong is they stop taking that after the baby's born. So you know, you're taking it leading up to the birth, and then you have this baby and you stop, but you still need that nutritional supplementation to, you know, make up for the shortfalls.
Put back in,
and the deficiencies, absolutely. So I used Terra Nova prenatal, and I loved it because it's excipient free, so there are no nasties in there. I know what I'm taking in is pure and good, and it has very good amounts of everything you need. But then I did add in things like a good quality omega, iron, I was breastfeeding, vitamin D, magnesium. So I supplemented quite a lot, and I kind of learned this as I went. So I didn't do it perfectly my second baby. I was better third baby. Third baby, I had it waxed.
If my wife phones me now and says we are having a third baby, just so we can work out the kinks, we might have to have a chat about that. It does beg the question, because life has changed dramatically. I feel like an old dad to have 2 young children, and I've noticed how that's impacted my space. Just from a physiological perspective, with a woman having a baby later, how does that affect the postpartum phase?
It's a great question, because women are tending to have children a little bit later in life, and that actually does come with some pros. But if you are then having multiple children, the interval between pregnancies is a lot shorter, and that just means a lot less time to recover. And so I think it goes back to what I was mentioning about support, you then have to be really intentional about the support that you're getting.
I like that.
Making sure that you are then covering your practical support, your mental and emotional support, and of course your physical support. And to touch on something else, I think, you know, as women, but also mothers as well, we tend to aim for the standard of perfection.
Yeah.
And if we aren't going to get an hour of exercise, well then we might as well not exercise it at all.
sure.
Exactly. If we aren't going to take our multivitamin every single day, well then let's just throw it away. And I think it's actually, that then doesn't serve us very well. It's helpful to be able to say small little actions add up to have a positive impact on our bodies. And that could be remembering to take your multivitamin when you remember it.
Yeah.
And, you know, going for a 5-minute walk or calling a friend for 5 minutes for some support. And that all really does have a positive impact when it adds up.
But if there was one thing, in terms of maybe your own personal journey and what drives your purpose in this space, what would you like someone who's watching right now to take home from this conversation?
So I think, you know, before baby's born, try and work out a bit of a plan or a structure. So, you know, to make sure that your nutrition is taken care of, find a food delivery that can deliver healthy meals so you don't have to worry about that, you know. Purchase your supplements up front, have them standing next to your meals so you don't forget them. Just have a little bit of a plan, because once that baby's born, there's no planning.
Like I said, there's before and there's after. Thank you so much to Tracy for adding to what has been an incredible ongoing conversation. Yeah, and I think to all the moms out there, we see you, we appreciate you, and we hope this conversation helps you feel just a little bit more supported on your own postpartum journey.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code Expresso for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.
Ah, we love ourselves some Phytoceutics, but we also love ourselves a celebration of note. Apologies for the technical difficulties earlier on. I feel like it was just all the excitement, because my friend MTN is making moves, because today we make moves. It is their brand new brand repositioning that honestly and truly is just bringing in South Africa and saying they are getting behind you and everything that you want to do in the best way. But let's find out more from Robin, who is here to let us in on it. Robin, I love this. I feel like you guys are really just telling South Africa that you are there for them, but in an incredible way. And this is why I want to ask you, how is it exactly that South Africa is going to be able to experience this brand new way that you're coming at us and telling us that you're behind us?
So like I was saying earlier, Zanele, we're totally inspired by the moves that our customers make. But we've actually been doubling down on our network quality, the reliability, the real investment in our coverage across the country. And last year we won a network award. So we are actually SA's #1 best network.
Congratulations!
According to Umlaut. So, and what that means is that our customers can really experience fast, reliable 5G everywhere. Everywhere they go.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's how they can experience it. They'll see new communication, but this is so much more than just a new expression for the brand, right? It's a philosophy. So it's to remind people to look within, and the power to change and to progress is actually within them. If they just believe in what they are capable of. And it's also about immersive brand experiences that we're going to have, and it's about new products that we're going to launch. So we will make sure that all our customers and potential customers know about our core products and our core offerings. We've got such a variety and suite of products and solutions, from data and connectivity on the go to actually connectivity in the home. We have a Momo app that most people don't know about. It's actually a fintech app, which is a wallet that allows people to recharge, to pay their bills, to play the lotto if they want to.
Oh, wow.
So actually, there's all this modern digital connected life that we're enabling our customers with. And we actually just launched a new product for connectivity in the home. It's called Shesha 5G. So we really are now empowering our customers to experience the fast 5G reliable network.
I love that. And you know what? I love also just how you're making it easier for people to be able to do so. Because remember, at first 5G came in and people were like, where are we? What is happening? And now you guys are like, exactly. Now you guys are like, no, guys, this is what it is and how it's accessible to you, and it makes your life easier. And that's also what I'm getting from it, which I really love, because for me, when I hear today we make moves, like I said, I want to get up and do something, but it's also about how you guys are now allowing our lives to just be a little bit easier so we can make those moves, right?
Yeah, because if you partner with us, we are actually finding ways that you can overcome obstacles, right? Nothing should stand in your way.
Come on, I love that. And more than anything else as well, I mean, I know, Robin, that you guys have just been really planning so much for South Africa. So this is why I need to ask you, please, in terms of just you guys saying, today we make moves, what is your message to South Africa?
Really what we're saying is that believe in your progress, believe in your dreams, and actually come and talk to us. Go into our stores, come online, see what we have to offer you, because actually progress is easy, and MTN can enable that.
I love it. And I also know that, you know, for so many of us, MTN has been with us since we were kids, since we were younger, you know, and just talking about how I feel like you've just really taken just the last couple of years and made it matter for so many people. Talk to me as well just how you are now saying to the rest of South Africa that you want to look to the future and allow their futures just to be a little bit brighter with MTN. Like you said, the sunshine for the whole entire country.
Yeah. You know, I'm not saying that life won't get you down sometimes. Everybody has what I call speed bumps. But actually, like I said, you need a cheerleader. And I think MTN is that kind of brand in South Africa. We're iconic, people know us. And I think we're a beacon of what optimism and hope should be for the future.
I love that. And that's why also now, even with you saying that, it's for the entrepreneurs. It's for the students. It's for the CEO. It's for the lawyer, the doctor. It's for everyone.
Anyone who wants to make moves.
I love that, Robin. Robin, congratulations. Once again, you guys have done it, and I feel like this is such an exciting new horizon. I feel like it's something that's going to allow South Africans to truly know again just how much they can trust MTN. Well done on being #1 and staying #1.
Absolutely.
Half. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Robin. It is MTN telling you, Mzansi, that today we make moves. We are doing the things that need to be done. And my friend, you make that move. You allow your life to be a little bit brighter, a little bit easier by trusting MTN. And we know as well that when it comes to connectivity, you heard, they won the award for #1. So why would you want to go anywhere else? Why would you want to be with anyone else? But on top of that, my friend, it is all about enabling that progress that you deserve. So go out and visit your nearest MTN store. Find out how they can make your life a little bit easier, how you can get it in your home, how you can take it with you into the street, on your phone, and more and beyond, because it is all about that and a whole lot more, and we absolutely love it. And friend, I say go and find out how you can find out how Today We Make Moves can work for you. Right about now, it is all about staying right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hey, Coco. Yazi into James Nompo. Says to me, Kabanga.
Win a Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast Competition. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products. WhatsApp your receipt, name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This morning we're joined by the gorgeous and wonderfully talented biokineticist Zoe Woodman to explore how movement-based therapy enhances athletic performance. Not only that, it also aids child development and supports neurological conditions. Now, from injury prevention to rehabilitation, we are going to unpack the science behind biokinetics and its impact on health as well as well-being. Zoe, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's start first things first and get this out the way, because people could be scratching their heads going, Carissa, what is biokinetics? Let's get into what it takes to do what you're doing. And also, how does it differ from like physiotherapy or even PT?
Thank you for the question, because as soon as I say biokinetics, people are like, okay, and they don't actually know what it means.
Right.
So basically, we're a division of the Healthcare Professional Council of South Africa, HPCSA. And basically, our modality is exercise as a form of rehabilitation or performance enhancement. So your physios will do rather soft tissue manipulation, manual therapy, things like that, and they're in your acute phase. Then they will come to a bio. We shorten the name. Then we go to a PT, where they are just generally performance enhancing for the general population, just getting wellness, strengthening, and things like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And when it does come to injuries, I mean, how does the work you do help athletes improve performance, but also prevent those injuries?
So with athletes specifically, I think our main target is movement efficiency.
I like that.
So you can do the exercise, but how well are you doing it to get benefits out of it, right? So with athletes, it's more sport-specific exercises designed for them. Obviously, like all programs should be designed for you. But then it's also specifically, if it's an overuse injury, like a tennis, like you constantly hitting with a right hand, you don't want to get an injury in that side. So you help strengthen to assist longevity of the sport rather than just going for power.
Okay, I like that. And then you would look at the specific sports and the requirements of it.
Exactly.
In order to benefit and help the athlete.
Yes.
And you work with everybody when it comes to athletes. A couple of sports that you touch on: tennis, rugby,
hockey. A lot of hockey at the moment.
That.
But yes, we get a lot into the practice, so you should be able to adapt to all sports, essentially.
I love that. Okay, so when it comes to children, we've covered the athletes. How does it sort of support their movement and also development?
So with children, I find better, we need to focus on movement education.
Yeah.
With children, I think to do a squat, they can do a squat, but it looks all over the place. But if they don't know how the body feels doing it and what they're actually working and the goal of it, it's like over your head. Okay, so for children, I think it's very important to make them understand what they are doing.
Yeah.
And whether you get an 8-year-old versus 16-year-old is completely different. You need to be able to adapt. So it's getting gross motor function, like throwing a ball, catching a ball, skipping. You've seen those videos that the men can't skip, like they struggle with that.
Strange.
Exactly that. Running, the legs are not going out to the side, the knees are going in. So it's just getting all of that balancing for kids. And we take it for granted, because when we were kids, we all played outside. The younger generation now, they're not as active playing outside.
It's crazy.
So we need to make sure that they still getting all of that strengthening and coordination and things like that.
Right, and I love that we can actually address it from childhood. Is it ever too late, though, if you're an adult that still can't skip now?
I don't think it's too late. What's to say you can teach an old dog new tricks?
Why not?
But it's not as easy, but it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Okay, well, let's see what I can do, because now that I have you here as a bio, I do want a hands-on biokinetics session, and I want you to guide me through, you know, just some movements, and that's designed to enhance my strength in the little time that we have, mobility and even recovery. So could you show me something?
Exactly. Okay. So what I like to do, let's get a pillow for your knee first.
Yes, please. She knows. She's dealing with a 30-plus-year-old.
So I like mobility through movement. Okay, we're not cracking backs. We're literally using our body to loosen up the hips. So whether you're young, old, no matter what, we've been sitting hold it. If you're a child, you're at school, work, we're sitting tight hips. So we're going to do some mobility using our hips, loosening up our hips. Let's put the pillow down. Let's get our left knee, right knee on, left leg forward.
On, left forward.
Okay, so from there, all you're going to do is tuck in that hip. Good. Can you move your leg slightly in? And all we're going to do is shifting forward, stretching that right leg hip flexor. Then you're going to sit in back, stretching the hamstring of that left leg. Okay, so we're moving through this movement flow, feeling it in the right hip flexor into the hamstring. So we're not holding it there, we're moving it through the range of motion, opening
so
up those
dynamic
hips.
movements.
Exactly that, right. So this is nice for the morning before you go to work, before
feel
school.
good.
Just opening up those hips. Okay, one more forward and back for me.
And could you do this before working out too, or is it just more stretching?
I prefer warming up, so you never stretch a cold muscle. So you always want to make sure you warm up first and then move on to your stretches.
Okay.
Then we're going to take that same left leg out to the side, straighten it out, toes facing forward, and all you're doing is shifting forward and back for the inner thigh. So opening up, and you should feel it on the inner thigh.
Yes, I feel that.
Good. So turn your feet a bit forward for me.
A bit forward.
There we go. Perfect.
Ah.
Good. So nice inner thigh there.
I like that you focus on form.
That's what
it
about
makes a
it.
difference, right?
So it's very technical to do it correctly.
Yes.
Everyone can do exercise for the sake of doing it, but it's doing it correctly that we need to focus on.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to take that leg forward for the glutes. In your pigeon pose, everyone loves that pigeon pose.
Yep.
Down. So keep that right hip closing down. So you want to close down. If you can, go on your elbows, but for the segment, I'll just go on my hands so I can talk. All you're going to do is you're going to rock to your bum cheek and then to your hip. So you should feel it in the glute of your left leg, the front leg.
I feel it like here.
In the glute, yes. And it opens up that hip really well. So just keep rocking that for me. Good. One more for me. Good. Remember, you'll do it on both sides.
Yeah.
But for this
the sake
purpose,
of time.
we're going to just move our pillars away. It's my absolute favorite. They're called 90-90s.
Okay. Never heard this one.
My athletes love it. So we're going to bend our knees, one leg forward in 90 degrees.
Okay.
Our back leg in 90. So your feet stay planted firm. All you're moving is your knees. So your knees are going to pivot and down. Good, without lifting your whole leg up. So keep your feet stable. Over and down.
Over and down.
So if you struggle, I don't mind if you want to place your hands there for support. So obviously, the stronger you are, the more mobility you have in the hips, you can do it without it. But to build it up, keeping your hands down, rotating, then to assist you, and then pushing down. So you feel it in that hip joint, opening up. Remember, it's a movement, it's not pain. If you're getting pain, then you're not doing it, or you have an underlying condition.
Okay.
Okay.
No pain here, I
No
promise.
pain here. Then to make it, add a little cherry on the cake, you can rotate forward into it, feeling low in your back. Then you rotate your legs.
Rotate the legs.
And you can rotate into that.
Ooh, this is called a what?
90-90 with a rotation.
90-90 with a rotation.
Okay, one more on the other side. All right, good. Last exercise.
Yes.
We're going to take our right leg up to 90 degrees on our leg.
Okay.
So those glutes are very tight from sitting the whole day. All I want you to do, I say foot to floor. So you're driving your foot all the way down to the ground and then back up. So the more you bend your knee, the more you feel it in the glutes. The lower away, less pressure.
I see.
Okay, so then foot to floor.
Foot to floor.
And then back up.
And back up. Is
So
it too soon to say I feel like an athlete?
You're already an athlete. What are you talking
already
about? Good. So that's a nice way to open up, and we make sure we're doing it on both sides.
Wow, okay. And is this lower body? And
Lower
then you
body,
have
lot of hips.
lot of hips. You have different things for your upper body.
Correct.
Okay, and neck?
No, the neck is a very sensitive area, and I suggest everyone that does the whole clicking thing, be careful.
Okay.
It is a very sensitive area, and most people have underlying conditions on the neck. So always consult your medical professional first before just going
doing
clicking
your
your
own
neck
thing and going crazy.
Yeah, and like the whole back clicks and things.
Yeah.
Just consult and be aware, because that is your spinal column, and it is a very dangerous part if you do something wrong.
Right.
So it's all about protecting the structures and not hurting yourself.
Well, I love this. Lasting words from Zoe. Thank you for being here. If she can transform me into an athlete, she can do the same thing for you. Of course, all her details will be on our Expresso social pages. But now I just wonder if Graham's a little bit jealous about my movement here. The 99, Graham, do you see me?
Do you even have a skeleton? How are you capable of doing that? I absolutely love it, and I'll speak from my own vast personal experience when it comes to the back. Prevention is better than the cure. Get moving. I love that kind of mobility. Well, if you need a bit of music to get you moving, how about we take you high and then we take you higher? 2 new tracks from Loyiso, and I know Zanele is bouncing off the walls, ready to connect with, I think, one of the greatest talents this country has ever produced. Then how does this sound? We've been tracking a new book titled The Joy of Being Wrong. Yeah, I think we can deal with that. We're going to delve into that new release on the bookshelves in just a moment. Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh man, this morning we're all about feeling good right here on S3, and I tell you that we do so not just nationally, internationally. And this is why we had to bring you an international superstar, Mzansi. We're talking about a king who has gone on to beautiful stages all around the world and is honestly taking South Africa to the world. And on
Put it up, eh? Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Some technical difficulties. Why? Because I think Loyiso just took us way, way higher. But he is back with 2 new beautiful singles. You probably would have heard them on the radio waves all across the land. We love this guy. And yes, we know he found his place via a singing competition, but I think he's got the chops to be one of the best-selling global artists we have. So back a man when he's got new music out there. It is almost the top of the hour. We're preparing for our final hour of the show. We're going to get you 2 performances, and we're going to keep you moving and have a whole lot of fun. So hopefully you are ready to move the coffee table, as we say, and get inspired as we head back to Zanele now to catch up with Loyiso.
Oh, yes, we're catching up with the superstar. Apologies for that technical difficulty. I told you, it's the excitement in the air here in the Joburg studio. There's a lot going on. And friend, Loyiso is indeed in the building, as you just heard from Graham. An international king that is truly allowing each and every one of us to experience his music in different ways all the time. Because you can't box him, no, because he absolutely shows us that he can do each and every part of this music thing, but he does it his own way. Everyone, please let's give him a feel-good welcome as he brings us high and higher. It's Loyiso! Loyiso, the studio is high on you today.
I can feel the energy.
Yes.
It's so good to be back here on Expresso, man. I used to wake up watching Expresso.
Are you serious?
And I was like, I'm gonna be there one day. So it's always good to be back here.
Loyiso, and now we sleep here waiting for you. Do you know what I mean? I love that.
I mean, I couldn't sleep too, so I get it. I get the excitement.
Oh man, but Loyiso, before we get to your beautiful releases, let's get into just you and your journey right now. You've gone on one that is all about self-love, about fitness, and I really feel like it's rebirthed Loyiso. Talk to us about it.
I mean, I just felt like there needed to be something that I do that's gonna make me tap into a part of myself that I've never been. Because part of evolution is changing something about yourself.
Yes.
If you want change, then you're gonna have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's days where I wake up and I'm like, I don't wanna go to the gym.
Yeah.
But then I think about how I'll feel after that.
Yeah.
The reward is so much greater than doubting yourself, doubting the process. So it's just all about taking that step and just going for it. So I feel amazing.
You look amazing.
I feel amazing.
Oh, and Loyiso, you just inspired me. I went back to the gym a week ago.
What do you mean?
I'm going through a lot, okay? I was out of the gym for 4 months. Now with you here, I'm like, I'm going back. I'm going to do the things. Exactly. But in terms of you doing it, friend, you are absolutely killing it. And I think one of the most beautiful things about your music is the fact that you can't be boxed. You give us different ways in which you express yourself. And that's why I need to ask you, how do you do that? Because some people struggle to be able to create music that doesn't allow them to be put into a box by everyone else.
I listen to everything. My inspirations are so broad to the point where you kind of can't help yourself, but tap into every part of your music inspiration.
Yeah.
So just listening to rap music, listening to country music, listening to pop. I love pop music. Also growing up in gospel, man. So gospel really shapes you and how you connect to music in a different way. So I just listen to myself, listen to my intuition, trust my gut that this is the right thing, no matter what it may feel to other people. But to me, if it feels good, it's the right way to do it.
And you're feeling good gut feeling. It has led you very, very well.
I'm doing what I can.
No.
I'm tapping in.
Honey, you're killing it. And you're now tapping into the international market.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all morning. You're one of my favorite vocalists, not just in South Africa, in the world, dude.
Thank you.
Like top 5, because what you do when you're on a stage is out of this world. But let's talk about you and jumping into the UK market. You recently went on such a beautiful trip. Even performed at Clean Bandit, I think?
With Clean Bandit, yeah, it was crazy.
Tell us more about it.
So I was in Cape Town about 2 years ago, and they were performing at Rock in the Daisies, and I was watching from the crowd.
Yes.
And when I saw them, I was like, I want to do a song with them.
Oh, wow.
And I was performing at like a wedding or something in Cape Town. And then I drove from like Stellenbosch, and then I went straight to Rocking the Daisies. It's like so far away from everything, actually.
Yeah.
We drove, and I was like, I want to work with them. The next week or so, I get a call. Listen, Clean Bandit is in studio out here in Cape Town, Sea Point. Get yourself there now.
Wow.
I drive, man.
Yes.
I'm there. And we work on this song called Achieve that's coming out soon. I don't know when, I can't give you the date.
That's so exciting.
But it's gonna be amazing. So they invited me to perform at the Brits Week, not at the Brits Day.
Brits Day is coming, but
yeah,
yes.
but it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming, for sure.
Yeah.
So we performed the exclusive song, and it was just, the reception was so crazy because I'm like this guy from South Africa, and no one is like, I don't know what people were expecting, but when I stepped in there was just the energy shift, which was insane.
That's what happens when you have a gift, my darling, which you 100% do.
Thank you.
And you keep just going high and higher. Exactly. Talk to us about your two new brand releases. Come on.
High. High is one of those songs where I was so inspired to write something that will wake me up in the morning. And whenever I have a doubt in my mind, I just want it to be flushed away by that beautiful melody.
Come on.
But I was also hyped. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm the latest.
Yes.
So let me write something hyped too.
Yes.
So hyping myself up, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
talking to myself and assuring myself that this is it. Higher is about proving everybody that told you can't do it.
Oh, darling.
That's my supervillain. I call it my supervillain song.
I love that.
Yeah.
Loyiso saying, shout out to my haters.
Shout out to your haters. Shout out to the haters.
I love it. Loyiso, I'm so excited for you to blow away the country in the way you're going to be performing for us. And Mzansi, this is why you need to stay tuned exactly where you are, because one of the greatest vocalists of our time in the world, he's going to be right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Right about now, it is the top of the hour, and we need to find out what's happening all around the world. Here's Carissa with your news headlines.
Thank you, Zanele. My goodness, we are so excited to get into this final hour with Loyiso. But let's get official duties out the way. Your national news headlines comes up first, where Cape Town will invest 120 billion rand over the next decade in infrastructure, with 42% allocated to water and sanitation projects. Now, speaking at the International Water Association Conference, Mayoral Committee member Zahid Badruddin emphasized the city's commitment to water security. Now, the event focuses on water recycling and reuse technologies. Meanwhile, World Bank official Saroj Kumar Jha highlighted global underinvestment in water conservation, particularly in developing nations. Cape Town's investment underscores the urgency of sustainable water management. Looking at other national news, state patient fees in Gauteng could rise by 4.4% from the 1st of April, pending legislative approval. Now, the Health Department also proposes a 30% increase for emergency services, meaning households earning under 8,000 rand may pay 170 rand for an advanced life support ambulance, up from 160 rand. Specialist consultations at provincial hospitals could cost 95 rand per visit. Now, the department says these adjustments are essential to sustain service delivery, ensuring those who can afford it contribute to healthcare funding. Now, let's take a look at your international news making headlines, where Kenya will seek a new agreement with the IMF after its current program ends. While the country is considered an economic bright spot in East Africa, it faces around $80 billion in debt, with 2/3 of its annual revenue going toward debt servicing. The IMF confirmed receiving Kenya's formal request for a new program and agreed not to proceed with the planned review of the current $3.6 billion program. It's unclear what the new agreement will involve, though there may be efforts to introduce a more favorable tax policy to avoid further protests over tax hikes. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump intends to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin today about a proposed 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has accepted the proposal as it stands. While Putin supports the ceasefire idea, he has expressed concerns about its implementation and seeks guarantees that Ukraine won't join NATO. Trump is optimistic about reaching an agreement, noting discussions over land and power plant divisions. Meanwhile, airstrikes continue and Russia has made gains, using overwhelming firepower and drones in regaining control over the western Kursk region, which Ukraine invaded last year. And closing off your news for this Tuesday morning, Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams didn't plan on an extended stay at the International Space Station, but their Boeing Starliner had other ideas. What was meant to be a quick trip turned into a 9-month adventure, complete with unexpected laundry shipments and the worst Wi-Fi complaints ever. And NASA finally booked them a ride home aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon, scheduled for splashdown tonight. We'll miss the view, Wilmore joked, but Earth definitely has better coffee. With 2 extra passengers joining them, the Dragon's return will be one for the books. Here's to the world's most delayed checkout ever. No extra fees, but just some extra time in orbit. And that is where we leave your news for this Tuesday. Let's get into those final sporting headlines with Graham.
Well, I tell you, there's a group of athletes right now that are not coming back down to earth. They're sitting on cloud 9. South Africa has announced the Proteas women's contracted squad for the 2025-26 season. And it's a big one, of course. Annerie Dirksen earning her first national contract. Congratulations. The all-rounder stepping into full big shoes. Laura Goodall and Delmi Tucker she replaces in that 15-player list. And, of course, led by Laura Wolfart, Player of the Year, I think, this year. And the squad is gearing up for a crucial year with the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 in India, our ultimate goal, and I think this is our time. Now we turn to rugby, and they're back in the fold. The DHL Stormers head into their crucial Vodacom URC tour with a boost as Damian Willemse, Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu and Suleiman Hartzenberg all return from injury. And that while sadly Mani Lebok is still sidelined, but the trio's comeback does strengthen their playoff hopes. Now sitting just outside the top 8, the Stormers aim for some key wins before a very favourable run of 4 consecutive home games. The Stormers take on the Scarlets next. That's this Saturday at 5 p.m. Now on to football. Cape Town City have parted ways with coach Murshin Ertegral following a 1-0 home defeat to Marumo Gallants. But the writing has been on the wall. Ertegral, who took over in December, won his first 2 games, but then has since endured a 10-match winless streak. Now City sitting 13th in the Betway Premiership, as a result facing the risk of missing the top 8 and potential relegation. Now, on the flip side of that coin, his year just keeps getting better. Rory McIlroy secured his 2nd Players' Championship crown with a playoff win over JJ Spaun at TPC Sawgrass. So the Northern Irishman took the lead with a beautiful birdie on the 16th before Spaun let it all slip away, a triple bogey at the 17th, sealing his fate. So McIlroy, now an 8-time multiple winner of the event, claimed his 28th PGA Tour victory and 2nd title of the year. As I said, he's having a good one. And that's where we leave our sporting lineup for today. Let's get one last look at the roads.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Let's head into your traffic for the final time today. And out in Gauteng and Germiston, motorists can expect heavy congestion delays along the N3 northbound, and that is between Geldenhuys Interchange and Elands Interchange. So do maintain a safe following distance if you are in that affected area. Sticking in Johannesburg out in Gauteng, there is back-to-back traffic being experienced on the N1 northbound, and that is between Deep Kloof Interchange and Golden Highway. So please do allow for added travel time if you're headed out that way to accommodate the expected delays, and of course, as always, exercise some patience. It's where we leave your roads for now. Let's have a final look at your weather. The South African Weather Service has forecast extremely high fire danger conditions, and that is over Namakwa and Kamiesberg municipalities, and that's out in the Northern Cape, as well as Swartland, Bergrivier and Stellenbosch in the Western Cape. Fire conditions will worsen due to persistently high temperatures in these areas. Meanwhile, the Department of Water and Sanitation has released weevils into the Hartbeespoort Dam to control invasive plants. Now, these water weevils, native to South America, target Salvinia minima, or water hyacinth, a harmful aquatic plant that threatens freshwater systems like Hartbeespoort. Now, before we leave your weather, we've got to check in with that final sunrise view of the hour. And I'm going to say it, we've saved the best for last because Keith came through representing Edgemead in the best way with this gorgeous sunrise view, with the sun just peeking over that mountain so beautifully and, of course, flooding those sunrise views over into the field ahead of him. Thank you so much for that view, Keith. We wish you a beautiful day as you can expect 32 degrees on your side of town. And remember to keep on sharing your morning views with us. We would love to see it going across the next week on 0634088863. Let's look at what you can expect in temperatures. Maybe not as hot as Cape Town. Let's see what we have for you.
Two of us like kids watching an action film. Then when Cape Town came up, we thought, is Cape Town going to be hotter than Uppington? Then Worcester came in. Bam!
8 degrees.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay, so maybe the season hasn't changed just yet, but we are still preparing for that.
Polar neck moment, why not?
Exactly. Just stay indoors for the next hour. We got you covered, of course. Loyiso is going to be performing in just a moment. He's got 2 new songs that are just destroying the radio waves, so we cannot wait to bring you that. And then we are back in the kitchen.
We are. We're making date balls. I can't wait for it. I think after enjoying Loyiso as much as we're going to, we're going to have to replenish ourselves somehow, and these coconut date balls are just the way.
And then what if we get it wrong, though? What if we make a mistake?
Oh, but women are never wrong, so I don't know about that one.
But we are often wrong, men, and there is a joy in being wrong. We'll get into the author and that amazing new book in just a moment. But right now, let's just soften the tone with one of the most beautiful voices you will ever hear. It's Loyiso on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh my goodness, Graham, you did not lie. It is one of the most beautiful voices on this globe. Everybody, get yourselves ready. Turn the volume up, Mzansi, because right about now, our mornings are indeed being made feel good by the king. I'm talking about Loyiso. He's taking us high with his song High. Come on!
Nothing's gonna change my mind. I already set my sights. No hesitation. I got all my expectations at a different kind of elevation. Tired of feeling down and out. Voices that I'm drowning out. Nothing's gonna hold me down. Knew from the start it was hard and the odds were against me. Knew in my heart nothing else in this world will distract me. Talk to the stars and they told me the light is inside me. You just look up to the sky and you know where to find me. I'm going high. All I know, and I won't fall. Even when my heart is breaking, do what I gotta do to make it. No, giving it my all is all I know, and I won't fall. Even when my heart is breaking. I'll do what I gotta do to make it. Down and out, voices that I'm drowning out. Nothing's gonna hold me down. Knew from the start it was hard and the odds were against me. Knew in my heart nothing else in this world would distract me. Talk to the stars and they told me the light is inside me. You just look up to the sky and you know where to find. I'm going high. I'm going high. I'm going high. Knew from the start it was hard and the odds were against me. Knew in my heart nothing else in this world could distract me. Talk to the stars and they told me the light is inside me. You just look up to the sky and you know where to find me. I'm going high.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Right, you better get ready for action because we're in the kitchen and we're making something truly delicious so you can go and wash your hands like Carissa and make sure you are prepared because we're going to need our hands for this one. And if you need a quick, healthy and naturally sweet snack, then these coconut date balls are the perfect no-bake treat. Absolutely love the idea. And really simple. Thank you so much. You look guilty, like you were doing something other than washing your hands.
I
like
definitely
you
was
nicked
just
a
washing
taste
my
test or
hands.
something.
Maybe.
It is a bit dangerous. I love dates. I think they're a great form of energy. One of like nature's first superfoods, I think.
Are.
And of course, perfect with the flavor combo of the coconut, desiccated coconut.
I was wondering how you were going to say that.
You've got to kind of say it a little bit like an action star, desiccated.
Yeah. Just the pronunciation.
You know?
I struggle sometimes.
This looks great. And just mix, I suppose.
You literally mix. So you need a cup of dates. Dates
Okay.
are also super popular right now because it is Ramadan. And to break your fast in
for
the evening,
iftar,
for
yeah.
iftar, exactly, with your family, there's so many ways that you can do that. And dates are usually the go-to. So
And I've had it explained to me as well that in the morning, just a glass of water and one date at that critical phase. And that's why I say it's such a wonderful food and source of nutrients.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have the right kind of sugars when you need the right kind of sugars for the right kind of mode. I don't think we want to vilify anything.
Yeah.
And this has got to be one of the most natural ways of
Yeah.
getting a kick of energy.
So I've
what's
got
going
some
in?
vanilla paste. I have some coconut oil. So literally whole foods, great ingredients. It's going to be so good for your body, your mind, your soul. You could add a bunch of other things in here, but let's keep the base simple.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this, I think as a jumping off point, it's great. I'm thinking you can mix in on another day, maybe some sweet treats, some dark chocolate, some nuts.
Yes,
something like that.
Okay, so then let's get into it. We're going to just pulse it a little bit.
There we go. Oh, wow,
I think that should be
that's
good
really
enough.
good.
Yeah. And then that is our mixture, pretty much.
Well done. I can see you had a technique, you had a plan coming into this. Oh, wow, that looks awesome.
And now we get to rolling
roll.
the balls. You go first.
And again, there's no right or wrong. This is very easy to work with. You can see it forms a ball super
The coconut
quick.
oil also now has been heated up, so that definitely helps a little bit.
You had a problem with this. She was being all prima donna-y and like, oh, we're not going to melt the coconut oil before we cook with it. Very good scraping.
How was I going to get it out of that jar?
I look at your nails and I'm thinking you were designed to be able to get small things out of small things.
They are quite practical here.
I love it. Okay, so we've got our balls rolled and now into the desiccated coconut.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'll continue here.
I feel like there is a kitchen implement, a tool that we should be using for this. But,
Maybe. But that's why God gave us hands. This is exactly why we should be using
We are able-bodied. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Look
pop that in
at
there.
this.
And
We're
I
gonna pop
think
you
we
on
could
there.
make
I
two
think
more.
ours look great. Okay, we could have made them a little bit bigger.
I can't even tell which one is ours.
And I suppose you can create something that you can take a bite out of and you can go back for more, or you can make them a little bit more bite-sized and
You could make
slightly
them into
smaller.
squares if you wanted. I'm going to try a square.
And then people will think it's a Lemington, and then they'll be like,
I'd be
the
disappointed.
shock and the surprise. We've like made a family of them. Like we've got the daddy, then we've got the mommy, then we've got the 3 kids, which is smaller.
Does the square, can it make it?
Yeah.
Does it deserve?
It's like a square face that looks round. You can see I've been reading a lot of Roald Dahl.
Wait, what?
From Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I love that, Grace.
Oh, this is very cute. But no,
How
you can.
easy was that?
You can tell from the language that I use that I generally do my cooking either in the hopes that my kids will eat it or with my kids because I
Yes.
love them being involved. And I say it all the time as a life hack. If you can get whoever's eating the meal,
Yeah.
especially kids, invested and involved in the process.
They're going to want to eat it.
They will want to eat it, and they'll form an emotional attachment. And this is how you bring in the healthy food culture into your family. They must enjoy the process of cooking and creating healthy things. But if they don't have the knowledge, they're flying
not
blind.
gonna
So
know.
do it, man. Absolutely love this. I think we both earned a date ball.
I think I'll do my date square.
Okay, you do your date square. I'm going to go for one of these. And as I understand, you're going to be leaving me, man.
Not forever, just for today.
Just now.
I'm going to be off Expresso, fam. Please take care of Graham. Don't let him go off too far. Just rein him in, you know, if he does. Tell him not to eat all the date balls when I go.
We'll count them after the break. Now, it's been an amazing show with you. But luckily, I'm not flying solo. I've still got my girl up north. Zan, what's coming up? Cheers. Ching, ching.
Ching, ching.
Listen, we got so much that's still going to be happening here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Amazing family. I do believe that we, in fact, have got so much that is going to be going on. However, right about now, I'm so excited for us to be sitting down with someone who is truly incredible, someone who I believe is not just going to be releasing you from a belief that you might have had, but someone who is also going to be allowing you to believe that you, my friend, can be wrong, and it's more than okay. What are the freedoms of being wrong? How can we, in fact, come out of it in a better way? Well, today we get to draw on 35 years of experience with none other than Claudia, who is here to tell us all about her brand new book, The Joy of Being Wrong. I know, it sounds like it's upside down, but it is definitely not. And this morning, I am so excited for us to get into this conversation because it not only offers new perspectives, but so much more. Everyone, please can we welcome Claudia. Claudia, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Lovely to be here.
It's lovely to have you with
Thank
us.
you.
And I feel like we all looked at the cover and we went, hi, Bo.
You're not the first.
Yes, we got confused. Claudia, speak to us about this. What sparked the idea of The Joy of Being Wrong?
Well, as a therapist over 35 years, I took it very seriously to always consider my own experience so that I could work with people in a more honest way.
Yes.
And I had a very difficult home experience looking after my late husband and working and juggling in a family. And a lot of the time I felt quite like I've got to feel differently. This is not a good way of just working, feeling like a machine a lot of the time. So I spoke a lot to other people, and which is, I think, responsible when you're a therapist.
Yeah.
And I was involved with a metaphysicist who had a very particular view on life. And she said to me, you're a martyr. And I said, what do you mean? She said, well, you're a martyr, you're not considering your own feelings, and you insist on being right and thinking that you've got to do things in a particular way and you've got to change your mind.
Yeah.
Things like you've got to be sacrificial to be loving. Things like love is blind loyalty. And I had to look at those big issues and realize that there were certain things I was thinking that I was wrong about, that I always needed to do everything myself.
Yeah.
I was not good at asking for help.
Yeah.
And so I questioned some of my deep core beliefs, and I worked like that with my clients, and we actually came to realize that if you allow yourself to be wrong about some of your basic presumptions, like the world is not safe, people will not help you, don't share your feelings with people, and for a lot of women, it's a man's world.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you stick with those presumptions, you'll be right, you'll fulfill prophecies, but you'll be unhappy.
Yeah.
So when your friend forgets your birthday, you'll say, I knew he would.
Yeah.
And when someone lets you down, you'll say, I'm not surprised. My advice is be surprised.
Sure.
Change your mind about some basic presumptions that you've been carrying around your whole life, and you've got a chance to really be happy.
Oh, my word. Claudia Bravines, you're coming for me. Like, even all the things that you said was just honestly something that resonated with me. You know, even I think one of the biggest ones that you said was that in order to be loving, you don't have to be sacrificial.
Exactly.
That is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of us see it that way, and especially having grown up with our parents sacrificing for us, it almost translates into that. Yes. But I want to touch on something else that you also said, you know, where you told us about how you were caring for your husband while he was ill. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that illness, even just having to step into that position, sort of allowed you to be able to outpour into this book the way that you have?
Well, in the first place, it actually strengthened my martyr because we were very young. I just had my second baby, and my husband was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and very quickly he landed in a wheelchair, and we looked after him for about 30 years.
Sure.
So that strengthened my martyr, and I thought, I've just got to be strong, I've got to bring up my boys, I've got to run my private practice, and I've got to be tough. And along the way, I changed my mind and realized, what about self-preservation? What about the fact that I could love and care for him deeply, but also look after myself at the same time? With my clients, I was exploring their story. They could see my story, and so they trusted me a lot because they could see I was living in a very real way. They came to my home, they saw my situation.
Yeah.
And so for me, working with people is you can only be good as a therapist if you're honest about your own work in your own personal life.
And make them realize that you are human too.
Exactly, and they could see that.
Yeah.
They could see that completely. They used to often sit and chat to my husband under the fig tree where he sat in his wheelchair. So they could see it was a very real home. And that's, I think, what made it a lot more personal and helpful.
That's incredible, Claudia. And of course, I know that, you know, there comes a point in each of our journeys where there's almost like a pivotal moment that makes us decide that we now need to go in this direction or that direction. Do you have a pivotal moment that, you know, sort of challenged your need to always be right?
Yes. I had a neck fusion at 42 from lifting my husband in the wheelchair and doing too much physical work.
Really?
And when I had my back operation in my 50s, I called it donkey damage.
Yes.
And I said to my wonderful neurosurgeon, I'm not going to be a donkey anymore. I'm going to start thinking. And I got a carer, a full-time carer. And that was a pivotal moment when this wonderful man, Edward, walked into our lives. And I realized I could love my husband actually more responsibly by being his wife and not his carer all day long. And that was probably the most pivotal moment where I allowed someone in to help me with him.
And I mean, that goes back to where you were saying, you know, it's challenging the, I don't need to
I don't have
ask
to
for
do,
help.
exactly, and do everything myself.
That's incredible, Claudia. And I love that you took that from that, because some people would have taken negativity out of it. But you took a positive outlook. And this is why we're able to trust you with our emotions, Claudia. And why I honestly believe, you know, that there's so many different ways in which we are able to move forward, right? But now, talk to me about the ways in which, you know, your therapy practice has even evolved in terms of you now embracing the idea of being wrong and how you help your patients.
Well, when I turned 60, I decided that there's something called emotional inheritance, which the book is, I write about it quite a lot. And that is from generation to generation, there's something passed down from generations that we're not even aware of. And in my family, the generations were widows. Widows who were widowed young and looked after their families and never remarried or never found love again. And I decided when I turned 60, I was going to sell my home and end my practice and move and travel. And my 2 sons gave me permission.
Beautiful.
And that was after my husband passed away. And I decided I needed to explore and change my life and not just be a widow working and having a different view on life. And so that's what I've done. And one of the most important things about being wrong is I've allowed myself to find love again without feeling that I've betrayed my first
husband. Yes. Oh my goodness. Claudia, I love this.
Thank you.
I feel like you've freed so many people without even knowing it, just by having this conversation with us. And well done on such a beautiful book. I mean, I feel like already you're getting such amazing feedback, and this is why we're celebrating you this morning. But we're also keeping you around because you're going to be letting us in on a few things in terms of relationships. And Mzansi, this is why you need to make sure you stick around. And friend, I want your insight, okay? And like I said, Claudia is going to be helping us out just in terms of us and this question that we have for you this morning. We want you to come through on 082, or rather, forgive me, 063-408-8863, and let us know, do you think always wanting to be right affects your relationship? Be honest. This is a safe space. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show family. Send us a voice note. We want to hear about it right here on S3. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back after this.
Join us this week on Color Your Plate with Koo. It's all about hearty, meatless meals.
Like, we can do this, guys. We can do this.
I'm not here to make no friends.
And we'll be the last contestant to join our top 6.
The competition is so tight.
And I start panicking because nothing is fully done yet.
That's Color Your Plate with Koo, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. only on SABC2.
I'm hoping for the best.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show indeed. And this morning, my friend, we are talking about how we can feel good from the inside. One of the most incredible ways is by going to a therapist. And we got somebody here who has 35 years experience and has honestly helped so many people get to the best version of themselves. But this morning, we're doing so by celebrating her brand new book, The Joy of Being Wrong. And I told you earlier on that we had nice things for you, all in the name of getting to know this beautiful lady, Claudia de Vimas. And I tell you, my friend, we have a copy to give away. So listen to this. To get your copy, you are welcome to pop through an email to claudiadevimas@gmail.com, right? But then that's not all, because we are giving you that beautiful opportunity to enter and hopefully take away a signed copy from Claudia. And my friend, all you have to do is head on over to our Expresso Show pages on social media and follow the following question, or rather answer the following question. How do you think embracing the idea of not always being right can give you more joy in your life? Let us know and head on over to @Expresso Show on social media. And friend, terms and conditions always apply. You can find them on expressoshow.com. But all the best, because I'm hoping you're going to be able to win yourself this beautiful book. Right about now, though, we're jumping on into Relationship Tuesday with Claudia. And Claudia, I need to ask you, in terms of relationships and just talking about them, you know, do you generally find that a lot of couples always just want to be right?
Absolutely. Relationships can be summed up as a power struggle, unfortunately. Most couples spend so much time finding a need to, someone has to be right and someone has to be wrong.
Yes.
And so people don't even think rationally if that's really what they believe, but they feel, especially women today, who feel they have to assert themselves very quickly because of the past history. Women feel they've got to be tough and they've got to be smart and they've got to act in a way where they immediately have to have a sense of power.
Yes.
And so too many relationships are fraught with tension about who's right and who's wrong.
Sure.
In fact, if you have an adult relationship, being wrong is not about being weak. It's actually a great sense of relief and humility.
Yes, and I mean, I feel like the Expresso Show family was even talking about how it can allow for a deeper connection to happen, actually.
Yes.
So then can you talk to us just about how the need to be right affects communication negatively? You know, where does it actually get us to?
Well, if you've got a predetermined idea in your mind and you and I start dating and you've already decided that I'm going to be a certain way, that men are a certain way.
Yes.
You already are acting in a tough way. You might have bravado. You might not want me to know how you feel. You've already made a decision about me that's not me. And you're not going to give me a chance to actually respond to you.
Yes.
So it means that you're guarded and that you already are on the back foot. And so anything I say, you'll be defensive about rather than open to.
Sure.
And so people don't realize that when they meet another person, they have a huge predetermined idea that they stick to and that they're not actually very open.
Yeah.
And that's why relationships have such difficulty after the initial honeymoon, where people are excited and pheromones and lust and all those great feelings.
Yes.
Then you very soon think, uh-oh, I've had this argument before, I've heard these words before, I'm not feeling so good anymore.
Yes.
And that's usually what happens in relationships.
Sure, and I mean, I guess it takes a little bit of a sense of vulnerability to be able to get to those deeper connections.
Yes.
Can you talk to us a little bit just about how you think, you know, admitting you're wrong can foster vulnerability and even trust in a relationship? How do we get there?
First of all, I just want to clarify that vulnerability is a powerful emotion and it's actually not used correctly. People mistake vulnerability for exposure.
Sure.
So vulnerability is, I want you to know how I feel. So if I say to you, Zanele, I'm really not used to asking for help.
Yes.
And I'm feeling very anxious about trusting you.
Yeah.
That's called vulnerability. I've wanted you to know how I feel. Now, in that moment, if you choose to say something negative against me, that really isn't me.
Yeah.
That means that you're not a good person.
Sure.
But the fact that I've opened up to you and told you that I don't know how to trust gives me and you an opportunity for us to go down a very different road. So it's a great sign of strength, actually, to be vulnerable.
That's incredible. And the way you just put it, Claudia, I mean, I feel like I might have heard it somewhere along my life, but the way that you just put it, because I think you just, you made it almost seem like it's accessible. That I can actually say, hey, it's difficult for me to trust you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other important point is if we speak from a child's perspective, then we say things like, I don't want this, or why are you doing this? I call it teapot language.
Okay.
Why are you being like this? You're never nice to me. But when you speak as an adult and say, you know, it was quite hurtful, you didn't call me on my birthday.
Yeah.
Or wow, I really miss you that you've been working all these nights. You see, there's no accusation.
Yeah.
And if there's no blame, then people actually can become quite intimate. But most couples use the blame scenario because they don't want the other person to see them in a weak state. And that's, again, the strength versus weakness element that comes in all the time.
Sure, that's so powerful. And there are people who didn't call me for my birthday. I'm gonna deal with them, and I'm gonna use exactly what you just said,
So
Claudia.
you just say, I am disappointed you didn't call me. I would have loved to have heard from you.
Yes.
See, it's not an accusation, but it's an
how I'm
ownership.
feeling.
It's an ownership of feelings, which is actually the most important thing. Ownership versus blame.
Claudia, I feel like you are equipping us today.
Good.
And this is why I want to jump into this question, because I feel like sometimes people just rush to apologize.
Yes.
They don't actually take the time to understand what exactly it is that they made the other person feel, or whatever it may be that happened. Talk to us a little bit, please, about, you know, the difference between apologizing and actually taking time to understand.
Well, I think it goes back to what we've just said. If I say to you, tell me how you feel, and you say, I feel quite disappointed. I felt that you didn't make enough effort for me.
Yes.
I can say to you, I'm sorry I let you down. Because you've told me how I feel.
Yeah.
When we don't know what we're apologizing for, then it's a case of just getting the mess out of the way, which people prefer to do. Sorry can mean nothing. I prefer a question like, in what way have I let you down?
Yes.
In what way have I hurt you? In what way do you feel disappointed?
Sure.
And it's a simple question, but a very profound one.
I love that. Claudia, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And I'm so glad you're not going anywhere, because there's a part 2 to this.
Good.
And my beautiful Expresso family, this is why we want you to come and be a part of the conversation. It is all about where we are asking you, do you think that constantly trying to be right about everything in a relationship can cause tension? Or do you believe it's important to always stand your ground, and why? At Expresso Show is where you can find us. And remember, you can also send us that voice note, 063-408-8863. Right about now, my friend, I'm here to let you in on the fact that you do need to stick around. Why? What is the reason? Well, my lovely, I do know that coming on up, we're going to be getting into your answers in terms of that. And also, there's still a whole lot more just to be able to wrap up the show. Stick around. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's a Relationship Tuesday here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we've been having such a beautiful conversation about the joy of being wrong, my friend. Hey, when sometimes you are wrong and you must admit it, okay? But we're finding out how we can empower ourselves in doing so with the incredible Claudia de Vimas. And friend, not only is her book the one in terms of finding out how you can do that exactly, but it is also us getting to sit down and have this conversation where we've been asking you, do you believe that, you know, sometimes always wanting to be right in a relationship can cause tension? Or are you that person who says, you know what, actually, I do also need to stand my ground? And thank you so much for coming through. We love getting to see your comments on our beautiful Expresso Show pages. And first and foremost, I want to shout out Namabana, who says, good morning to our awesome Expresso teams. I think constantly wanting to be right in a relationship can create tension, but it's also important to stand your ground when necessary. It's all about finding a balance and communicating effectively. Boitumelo came through as well and said, good morning, my wonderful Expresso family. There will definitely be tension, especially when you don't understand each other, or maybe you're trying to get to know each other. But learning from your partner with patience and great ethics of having respect and being humble can create good vibes in your love boat. Ha! Sana, you guys are taking out your inner Claudias. Eh? You are the therapist today as well. I love that, Expresso Show family. And today, Claudia, I think that you've already just provided so much insight. And I love it in terms of us just really trying to strike a balance, like we heard from one of our viewers. But I want to jump into this because I feel like, you know, sometimes we can believe that saying I'm wrong is, you know, taking the high road and possibly not necessarily respecting yourself. You know, you almost feel like your sense of self isn't necessarily being put first. So how can we strike that balance in terms of having humility, but also having that self-respect when we're saying, I'm wrong?
Well, there's two different levels. The one is that being wrong, I was wrong that you, I presumed you wouldn't come through and you did, is my presumption, okay? So on a deeper level, I have to own the fact that I've made presumptions and that I am wrong about my presumptions.
Yeah.
What a lot of people talk about in terms of being wrong and needing to stand their ground is about assertiveness. And a lot of people feel that when they say, okay, I was wrong to ask you to come with my friends. I was wrong to ask you to come home earlier from work and help me bath the children. I was wrong to do that. That's on a different level. That's more about a lack of assertiveness because you really do feel that there are things that are important to you. So let's not confuse being wrong, which is about when people say, I want to stand my ground. Assertiveness is not about standing your ground and being in fear. Assertiveness can actually be quite gentle. When people say, I want to stand my ground, it means that they're already on the back foot. So assertiveness can be very quiet and very gentle. It means you know how you feel. So you say to somebody, I know you work late at night, and I know you can't come with me to my cousin's wedding. It's difficult for me to go on my own, and I understand. Now, that is an assertive statement because I'm not pretending that I'm not upset, and I am owning my feeling. Being wrong, in my context of the book, is mostly about your inner presumptions that you've grown up with. That sometimes you'll be private about. Not everybody will know that you are allowing yourself to be wrong by trying to do something in a different way. Like, one of my clients always had a car accident, and she just had a thing about car accidents. And her husband used to phone and say, now what have you done about the car? And she said to me, you see, he doesn't care. And one day he phoned her, she phoned and said, I've bashed the car. And he said, are you okay? And she said, you see, he doesn't care. And I said, well, actually, he did ask you now, are you okay? She was so used to not hearing him being caring that she didn't hear him. And that's when she turned around and said, I'm wrong. He actually can be a caring person when I let him. So that's the deeper level I'm talking about presumptions. Not so much about the other, more superficial level about being wrong.
I love that. And Claudia, I feel like, you know, sometimes when we hear the word wrong, we associate it with failure.
And weakness.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
So can you talk to us just about how we can actually create a safe space in a relationship to almost make it known and understood that it's not a failure, but rather just it's something that happens to us as humans. We can be wrong. How can we make it a place where we really have just those conversations where it can be safe?
Well, the first thing is to know what your intention is. So if your intention is to find a parent who's going to look after you, you're going to get into trouble because you're going to be a child. Okay. And a lot of people are looking for parents. They want someone to look after them financially. They want someone to tell them what to do. They want someone just to make it okay and safe for them. But that's a parent-child relationship. The best intention is to have two adults who are both willing to be responsible, to have a sense of ownership, and in that way take it slowly by saying, this is new for me. I don't really understand this, but I'm willing to explore it with you. And so for me, an adult intention is everything. And most relationships that I come across are parent-child, where one is the parent and one is the child, and then it flips. And those are the relationships that have the most awkwardness, the most power struggles, and the most difficulty.
That's crazy. Because I don't think I've ever looked at it like that. Yes.
It's the most common.
Sure. And Claudia, I feel like, you know, just in terms of us and admitting that we're wrong in relationships, it can be something that's difficult to do. But, you know, once you do it, it's empowering, like I said before, but I think that then it's a muscle that you then start to almost exercise.
Absolutely. And a lot of people in relationships will turn around and say, it was so simple. I apologized, I said it was wrong, he said it was fine, she said it was fine, and we moved on. And it's an awkward moment when you start doing it, but when you realize that you haven't lost anything, you're not losing your sense of strength, that it's not about being weak. That's about saying to the world, you know, I thought I had it all figured out, but guess what? I'm still figuring it out along the way, and I will. Right until the day I leave.
Come on.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. And Claudia, I feel like right now is where it's the perfect time to ask, as we wrap things up, can you think of a past time in a relationship where admitting you were wrong led to a positive outcome?
Yes. I said, quite honestly, I said to my late husband, I was wrong letting you call the shots and telling me that you couldn't have somebody else caring for you. And I'm going to employ somebody else because I need it physically, you not coping. And I think I was wrong listening to you and thinking that I was a better wife for listening to you. That was one of the pivotal moments, for sure.
And where did it, you know, kind of lead you guys to as a couple?
He was relieved. He was relieved. And we actually enjoyed a better relationship because I wasn't so exhausted, I wasn't so resentful, I wasn't so running around so much. I could actually give him my time as his wife. And we had an incredible person help us.
Beautiful.
And I've been wrong, you know, I moved to another country and having to get help with another language. I didn't like to have to ask for help. I like to run my own show.
Google.
Yes.
You know,
and I like to be in charge. And so getting help was a huge thing for me to admit that it wasn't about being wrong only, but humility is a good thing, and it stretched me. I like it.
Beautiful. Claudia, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, firstly, for coming through and celebrating your book with us, The Joy of Being Wrong, but also just for your insight. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is Claudia de Vimes. She is the author of The Joy of Being Wrong. And my friend, once you pick up that book, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life because it's all about changing your outlook on all of these incredible ways that being wrong can empower you. Right about now, though, I need you to get ready, my friend, because we are about to be blown away by yet someone else who is doing the things in their respective industry. I am talking about Loyiso. Yes, he's going to be shutting down the show. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Tuesday morning. It's going to be feeling a whole lot better. Loyiso is standing by to perform higher in just a moment. But let's take you a little higher with an estimated 58 million rand in our Powerball jackpot today. That's waiting to be won this Tuesday, and it should be yours. Come on. So what are you waiting for? You can play now and make it rain lots of cash this March. Sorry, in honor of Carissa, make it rain lots of cash this March. But you've got to get your tickets. So you can do that in store. You can go nationallottery.co.za. You can use their mobile app, you can use your own cell phone banking setup, or you can dial *120 *7529# for USSD, and we'll keep all those deets up on the Expresso social media pages, so you've got no excuse. Panda, push or play, Powerball for an estimated 58 million rand in that jackpot today. You could win big. All the best of luck. All right, on that note, that celebratory note, hopefully let's celebrate life and everything beautiful with another amazing performance from Loyiso.
Yes, it's so beautiful indeed. Every single time he opens his mouth and sings for the world, it is one of the greatest vocalists on the African continent and on the globe. Everybody, let's give it up for Loyiso shutting us down with Higher.
So this one is very simple, right? It goes like, I hope you sing up to me. Higher, I can't hear you. Yeah, yeah. It never really dies out. I can hear it so loud. Round and around and around in my head. I think about it all the time. Don't want it in the afterlife. Falling, I keep on fading, still holding on to destiny. Pulling me through gravity. I wanna go like I'm rolling it with gold, like a Sunday miracle. Higher, higher. I wanna go where I feel it. Let me scream it, take me, no, 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 no. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All these dreams can make you harder than you wanna be. All this pain that you bury down underneath, but you keep holding on to destiny. But you're pulling me through gravity. Oh, yeah, no, wanna go like I'm rolling it with gold, like a Sunday miracle. Take me, yeah, no, 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 wanna go where I feel it in my soul. Let me scream it so you know. Thank you so much, Expresso. Appreciate you. Give it up for Q on the keys. Give it up for Do on the SPD.
His name is Loyiso, honey. He's taking over the world. And honestly, we said earlier on, he's going to be at the Brits one day, the Oscars, the Grammys, everything. I'm just speaking it into being. My beautiful Cape Town family, you agree with me, right?
I think you know how I feel about Loyiso, and I've been saying for the longest time, I think the first time I got to see him perform live here in our show, I walked in as he was sound checking and had to go through like 4 ethereal layers of trying to figure out what was going on. He is just in a class of his own. So please give him a massive hug from me. And then give yourself a massive hug, because I understand, and I got to connect with you just after your birthday, so I know you had a wonderful time, but you worked your butt off on your birthday for something really, really cool. Please, can you tell me a bit more about your pad drive? That is what we are here for, my girl.
Oh, my beautiful Expresso family. I love you guys because you're always just supporting us. And this is honestly something that I started doing a while back, whether it was a clothing drive, a pad drive, or even a food drive, particularly during COVID. It's something that I normally partner with in terms of just a couple of my friends. We come together and we say to the public, to anyone who will listen, hey, would you like to be a part of this drive that we're doing? And right now it's a pad drive where I really want to actually, I hadn't even let this be known on social media. I want to take some pads back to the Eastern Cape, to some schools that I know that are really struggling when it comes to period poverty. And I'm hoping that this is going to be something that just really alleviates that struggle. And yeah, I'm appealing to everyone and anyone who will listen. Would you like to donate? And on Saturday, actually, we're going to be having a collection point. The venue will be confirmed, but also on top of that, we're going to be having just an account that people can donate into. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that you might need to know.
I absolutely love it. Well, there's one thing that I want to ask you, because I think for me, and this is, it might seem strange that a guy backs period poverty, addressment to the degree that I do, but I'm a girl dad. I was brought up in an all-female family, and it's absolutely insane to me that this is actually a thing in South Africa, that young girls are missing up to a year of their school career, their school life because of this. But for you, why was this the chosen pressure point this year? What's the passion behind that?
Sure. So my gram, for me, I think that just kids in general are my passion point. I love children. I feel like they should be taken care of. I feel like anyone who even harms children should just be honestly dealt with in the worst way possible. But I do also believe that for me, when I heard about how some girls have to go to the extent of either using soil or newspaper or anything that they can find to, cardboard even, to be able to just go to school because of, the period poverty that is happening, I was like, there's something that needs to be done. And so that's why, honestly and truly, I felt like we can be the ones to do that.
And you are doing it. On that note, and beautiful note that it is, I'm going to say goodbye to your gorgeous face and to you guys at home. Thank you so much for joining us. Look at that guy. Oh, man, he is destined for the stars. We'll see you firmly on the ground tomorrow. Adios.
Feel Good Production.